I gotta move this chat over because I can't see it at all. Pop out chat. Kajigga. Ka-chow. You see it now?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Wait for the... It's Friday night, so no one's out doing... Everyone's out doing stuff anyway, so they're not, like, on here.
We're old, though.
Yeah.
And kidless.
And kidless.
And it's COVID.
And COVID. Yeah, everyone's quarantined. Yeah, maybe there's less people.
So maybe we can hang out with, online friends.
Yeah. Who dis? Gotta look and see. I can't even see it.
You have 3 monitors and you can't see any of them.
Shh. Okay, it's up. Had to make sure it was working. Is it weird looking at yourself from 30 seconds ago?
It's also weird looking at me like 3 different ways.
I'll look at you 3 different ways. What's up? What's everybody doing? It's kind of depressing. There's nobody here.
Sad. Maybe we should take a car apart or something. Then they would start showing up.
Break something.
Mm.
Do we have anything to break? No, we don't really have anything that's broken. We just got the work vans here.
We just got the...
My 4-wheel drive doesn't work on my Ford.
I already replaced the headlights in my car.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not here anyways.
What's everybody doing?
Hello, hello.
Everybody gonna be quiet? Shh. It's Friday night. I mean, there's nobody on.
Be quiet?
I don't know. I guess you guys can talk. It's fine. It'll be okay.
And so we wait.
Something's up. No data. Alright, for real, guys, say something if you can see this or hear this, because it seems to be having an issue. Hey, cars.
Oh, hey. People.
There's Chris Groff.
Hello.
Science of Diagnostics, in case you didn't know. Remember Chris Groff?
Sure.
Oh, she doesn't remember you, Chris. This is terrible.
Wait. Maybe I do.
He did the tech talks at Vision.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I remember. We sat and talked to him at the bar.
You got like barbecue all over your mouth.
No, I don't.
You do have like pieces of barbecue.
Guys.
Hey, Nick.
Tell him to be nice.
Loud and clear. Okay. It was there was a thing on the live stream thing that was like no data. If your stream doesn't start back up, it'll end immediately. Something like that. Hey, Ray. How's everybody doing? You don't remember you halftime either? What's up, Calvin? Haven't seen you in a while.
I'm sorry. I'm not really good with names. I really...
Yeah, she's actually terrible with names.
If I see your face, I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember you.
I have to name somebody by what they are. Like, I almost said the guy who works on John Deere's.
Okay, also, we have like a Chris, another Chris, and another Chris.
Yeah,
and then there's like a Keith and a Keith and a Keith.
Yeah.
And then a Matt. And
How many
Brandon.
Joshes were there at one time?
Oh my gosh. He had a Josh fetish, guys.
I wouldn't go that far.
It was all of his friends were named Josh. There was a Josh and another Josh, and there's at least 4 Joshes at the same time, I think.
Almost a repeat of last class. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. Also, a show of hands, smiley faces, whatever. If you actually liked the video Keith put out of the shop. We were at a shop.
She's like, that was terrible. Who else said it too? Was it a customer?
Remember we were at a shop and he goes, don't quit your day job.
It was Boots at
Yeah,
Cars.
He's like, don't quit your day job. You're not a good how did he say it?
What did he say? You're not good at giving tours. Not a good
Giving
tour
tours,
guide.
yeah,
not a good tour guide. Apparently me showing what's in the fridge and just walking right past like there's a desk. That wasn't good enough.
But he zoomed in the soy sauce, so that saved the day.
Nick liked it.
Thanks, Nick.
Ha!
Okay, that's 1-1 technically, because he was like, "Don't quit your day job."
Oh, whatever. I'll just not make videos anymore.
Okay, you
See? See? They loved it.
Okay, 2-1, guys.
We need to do one of these with Zach, too.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. So everyone can be like, so how is it working for that idiot?
Also, guys, interview process, not fun.
Yeah, interviewing people.
No.
Some were so bad I didn't even give them the test.
Some were so bad they didn't even show up.
Yeah, I got 2 no-call, no-shows. We got like 10 more to...
Yeah.
Yeah, see, the soy sauce was the best part. That's a lot of soy sauce.
Well, you like soy sauce.
I
You
do.
drench everything in soy sauce.
No,
Well,
hot
all your
sauce. But all my rice.
Yeah.
I like salty
You looking
stuff.
up here.
There's a monitor up there. So there's a monitor right there. There's a monitor right there. There's a monitor right there.
You always tell me to look right at the camera.
Yeah, do as I say, not as I do. You know,
All the time.
that's how I run my business.
Yeah, guys, we haven't been on for...
You already beat me to not making videos. Wife just brought home another dog. What'd she bring home?
Ooh. Don't worry, we'll wait.
It's like a 40-second delay. Plus, he's got to type it. But he was already typing something else, so he's got to highlight that, copy it. I'm just telling you what I do.
We have 3 dogs.
2 ferrets? 2 ferrets.
Two ferrets and
a hamster. And 1 squeaky chair.
Yeah, guys, I actually tried getting him a new chair, and it's very particular. Set up all
I
right.
like this chair a lot.
See, turn sideways so they can see how.
Whoa, there's a light there. Whoa.
See how it goes up high on his head? That's apparently a big factor in picking a chair.
Correct.
So, I knew that, and I didn't buy him that one. But also, you look really short next to me, man.
Because I'm leaning back. Chilling. It's Friday night.
Okay, we're chilling now. I don't know if I can.
And I don't have any beer here, so... A brindle puppy. What kind of brindle's a color, not a breed?
Yeah, like boxers, mastiffs, or brindle.
Specifics, Bob. Specifics. Somebody name that movie. What movie that's from?
6 dogs.
Okay, at that point, I guess the breed doesn't matter.
Right. It's a color at that point.
Yeah. I know. I don't have any Guinness here.
Hey, you know what?
What?
There's a new delivery service. We might be able to get some delivery.
What? Everyone
Let's
stay
see.
on the line and let's see how long it takes for Guinness to show up. She's trying to find this. I'll wait till you find a way to order
Okay,
it first.
yeah, hold on. I think it was a new app that you had to download. Don't worry, guys. I got you.
Ooh,
Gonna get him.
Keith, what made you first interested in the more specialized section of the industry like immobilizer programming and EEPROM? Hey, Jeremiah.
Hey.
Okay, let's
Okay,
see.
first, you go first. And then
I
I'll
go first and you go? Okay.
Yeah, that's how it came
So,
in.
interestingly enough, I started my professional... no, that's not a good way to do it. My first career line of choice that I went to school for was Internet Network Security. I actually used to have a valid Cisco Certified Networking Associate Certificate and a CCNP certificate. I also had a A+, a CNET Plus, and quite a few other certifications. That's correct, Chris. The movie is Phenomenon. Specifics, Bob. Love that movie.
I don't know movie references very well.
She doesn't. So
Sidetrack.
I started in the Internet Network Security world and did computer stuff. We actually had a small company, did a few contract jobs. Matter of fact, Josh, one of the Joshes, and I, we put together the entire network for 2 local fire departments. We did all their computers and their networks between them and set up their server and everything. But anyways, the whole time I was going to school for this, I worked in the automotive industry to pay my way through school and to pay bills and all that. And basically, by the time I determined it was time for me to get into the professional IT field, I was making more money working on cars and liked it a lot more. So
but you had always had a thing with cars, though.
Always had a thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So then it was a big leap. It was kind of weird because so I'm a fourth generation technician. My great grandfather, my grandfather, and all my uncles and everybody, and it's on my mom's side. My great grandfather retired and died being a mechanic. My grandfather died being a mechanic, owning a shop, and I mean they worked until the time that they were gone working on cars. And so I'd always done car stuff. My dad said get a good job and go to college so you never have to work on your own car. That's what my dad said. So look at me now, Dad. Anyways, what was kind of interesting was I'd been working on 300ZXs almost exclusively at the house.
Yeah.
Just, selling parts, being in the industry. I was good at diag. I was good at... hadn't really worked as a professional technician, though. And then I kind of just told her, I was like, hey, I'm just going to go be a professional technician. I got a pretty good job offer. I was making salary as a store manager for an auto parts company. And I was doing stuff that training other store managers and stuff like that to do it. And then out of nowhere, hey, Corey, I decided to be a technician. And then she was like, are you sure? And even the guys at the shop were like, are you sure? Matter of fact, Zach, who I hired, was one of the first guys I worked with. So he said everybody in the shop was like, is this guy for real? He's going to come be I know he's got, at the time I had master ASEs.
Sad news.
What?
No beer.
No beer? Ugh. No beer delivery. Okay, sorry. It's no big deal. Anyways, try to do that, I jumped right into a shop. I already had all my ASEs. I was a master. Never even worked as a technician. But I've been in the automotive industry, so you can kind of. I did some part-time stuff here and there. Worked at a machine shop. Worked at the do-it-yourself garage where I was just.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did that.
Worked at a couple different little things, doing things in the industry, working on cars. Always worked on cars. But became a professional technician from day one as a diag guy. Started out as a diag guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I did brakes and suspension and stuff too, but I never started out doing oil changes. I did some tires on mail trucks.
Remember you Meineke too?
Yeah, that was I would do that for like 2 weeks, and they wanted to pay me $11 an hour, and I was making $16 at a parts store.
Yeah.
So I went to a Meineke, and they were like, this was like...
Oh, my Lord. 10 years ago? 11? No, more than that.
More than 11 years ago.
Like
I went to go work at a Meineke, and they were like, well, we'll start you at 11, and if you're good, we'll give you more. I was like, okay. So I worked there for like a week. I took vacation from working at the auto parts store.
Yep.
And worked at the Meineke, which was one of our customers, and worked there for a week, and just like they were gonna fire me or I was gonna quit, one of the two, because they basically came down to like, well, we'll give you $12.50 an hour, and I was like, I'm making $16.50 at a parts store, and I was still a young man, I was still in my early 20s, didn't really know a lot, but I was making $16 an hour. I'm not going down to 12.
Yeah.
So, I wasn't gonna do that, but yeah, I had a couple little stints of doing that, but jumped right into the world basically being a diagnostic guy. Because I had done engine tuning on 300ZX, so I had a really good understanding of PC and fuel strategies.
Don't let him fool you. He's just really smart, and he studies a whole lot.
I work harder than everyone else. I didn't start out, I'm not smarter. I almost failed high school.
Okay, the reason he almost failed high school is because he was bored.
I had to go to night school.
Because you were bored.
Anyways,
I don't
think anyone's born with being better. I think some people work harder than others. Some people have a little bit of a disability over others. Some people have a harder time learning. But I don't think I have anything super special that makes it better. I think I work harder. I think I read more.
Yeah, you work hard, obviously.
Yeah, but I work harder at knowing all these things. I put more time in studying. Think about all the guys I told you about that we worked with. At 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, when the shop closed down, they shut the brain off and they go home and do something else.
Yeah.
What did I do every single night, all the time?
Yeah.
Even when I was just working on 300ZXs. I was so far into that world. I had factory service manuals. I was understanding how each thing worked, pulling the engines apart, understanding it. So yeah, so there's my big long story. I started out as a diag guy, so I always wanted to do that.
You've gone so far, we've lost my question. I have to go back up.
All right. So Liz's question is, Liz, what made you decide to get involved in the business more?
Well, I mean, really, I've always been interested in cars. Forever. I was always the one out there with my dad on my car. He was you have to know how to change your oil, and you have to, do your tires and all that stuff. And so he really kind of planted that seed there. But I remember dropping, gas tanks with him, and we worked on our own stuff. And I always thought it was really cool. And, he always would come home and tell me stories, and I'd follow him for the most part. And if I didn't, he'd explain it, which...
But even early on, like, we built the motor in your mom's Mustang.
Yeah, we did that too,
Yeah, she was interested. She had to do the cylinder head. I made her do a cylinder head on an old 250-something, 200, I don't remember what, 235 or something. It was old Ford straight six.
Yeah.
66 Mustang, yeah.
A year or so after we were married. I mean,
yeah.
We've been married 13 years now.
Yeah, cars have always been a part. Like, our first daughter was born, less than 2 weeks later, we were at a car show.
Yeah. I mean, we really
With a 2-week-old baby, we were at a car show.
Yeah, we really just like... I've always liked cars, and working on them is always like... I honestly thought it was just always really cool.
Hey, when we were dating, she almost dumped me because I didn't have a car.
Okay. But really. He had a car, and then it broke down.
Mm-hmm. I blew the motor up.
Yep.
Nitrous is bad. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. It was just like one of those things I'm like, okay, like... Maybe he's not like a good long-term dude.
I was a loser, is what she thought.
I mean, I didn't think you were a loser. I never considered like actually dumping him. I just said maybe like we should.
Her sister told me.
Hold off on
Jenna told me.
Yeah. So, anyways, but as far as like recently getting into the business, I did a craft business for a long time, and I did really good with it. I really liked doing it. And I just, like, the more that I kept just getting more and more involved into the business, like, we built it together. He was the one out doing it, and I was the one, like, oh, yeah, maybe we should try this, or maybe we should try that. And it just kind of snowballed from there until I really was like, man, I really like doing this. Maybe I could be a technician. Maybe I can do this with you. And now here I am, continually learning, but it's coming from very little knowledge of how engines and things work.
It's a lot of work. She's tried to cram 10 years of automotive knowledge in like a year and a half.
Yeah.
So, and trying to run a business.
Yeah.
So, King of Coin says, Keith, did you start your mobile business with limited makes that you would service and then add from there? What kind or how many OE tools did you start the business with? So, I got fired November the 5th, 2018. It was a Monday morning. Mm-hmm. I jumped in my Nissan Titan. I loaded up my laptop that I'd been building, my first one. Mm-hmm. It's a Toughbook, older Toughbook, and my Bosch Greenbox MVCI, which is what I started with, which died like 2 months later, by the way.
Yeah, that was a pretty big...
That was a scare.
Yeah, we were worried.
Basically with a Bosch J-Box and my laptop, and so I bought short-term subscriptions for everything, didn't start with any... I started out, I would work on anything. I would diagnose any make model. It didn't matter what it was. But when it came to programming, I had to stick to... You
didn't really ever do any like actual repairs, though.
No, I never...
Like maybe wiring?
From day one, I never even did a repair. Like I didn't even contemplate doing brakes or anything like that on the road. I took very minimal tools with me, and it was all diag stuff. Which, I mean, I had a pretty good amount of diag, most of my diag stuff. I didn't have Pico yet. I had I had the Vitronics, I had the Handtech, and I had the Autel. No, I did have the Pico, because I bought the Pico in 2017.
Yeah, at Vision.
Yep. I
Yeah,
sweet talked AES into selling me a bare bones, just a scope, because I already had so many other scopes I'd had amp clamps and cables and harnesses and stuff like that. So yeah, but anyways, I started with a J-Box and short-term subscription. So whatever you could do with J-Box. So I did GM, I did Ford with FJDS, I did Nissan with NERS, I did Honda with HDS, Toyota TechStream. I didn't do any Euro J-Box stuff yet. I hadn't got into that. There wasn't much of a request in rural Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So yeah, I started with super minimal short-term subscriptions. Called a buddy who ran a shop and borrowed his all data for 6 months in, then started buying my own service info stuff. So I started like that. I hit the ground running. That was it. I didn't stop. That Monday morning I got fired. I put my stuff in my truck, locked up my toolboxes, started trying to find someone to move my toolboxes to the house, and then
I went up there too.
Yeah, I got into my truck and I left there and went to the closest shop, and I didn't even ask for a job. I just said, hey, I do mobile diag and programming. This is my number. Give me a call. And started going to every single shop all day long, every day. First week, I think I had like maybe 4 jobs the whole week.
Yeah, we rushed and made business cards and flyers and
Yep.
and he started handing those out.
Yeah,
and
every day, all day. I'd be in Tulsa from where we lived. I'd be 20 minutes away. So I was getting up at 6 o'clock, getting ready, and being in Tulsa at 6:30 to be able to go to every shop as soon as they opened and start talking to them.
I mean, it was an absolute hustle.
Yeah, straight up hustle from the get-go. There was not a doubt in my mind that I was going to make it work. I didn't know what I was going to have to do. Like, I probably would have done brakes if it would have came down to it. But I, from the get-go, had diag jobs. I just kind of went and I was like, hey, what car do you have laying around that's been here for 3 months that you haven't figured out? I was like, and let me figure it out. And if I don't figure it out, I won't charge you.
Yeah.
And I'd figure it out, and then I'd wait for them to get the part and put it on so I could show them that it was fixed and then make them pay me.
Yeah.
Because some of them were like, well, if that fixes it, yeah. So that's what I did.
So as far as giving you guys a heads up, we didn't actually even plan to do this. We were talking about maybe doing a Christmas video or something, and they're like, oh, no, let's just do a question and answers video.
So I'm looking for the next question. I want to make sure I didn't miss one. Hold on.
Oh.
Start mobile business, limited makes, so not really, but on programming, yeah. And OE tools. I had no real OE tools.
Oh, and he definitely has, it's constantly movie references. And I go, what do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, oh, you've not seen that one either? Like, come on. Sorry, we're reading.
Yeah, I'm trying to read questions real quick. Same thing, Chris. I was taking stuff apart all the time, figuring out how it worked.
I always have done that too. Like, I've always wanted, like, oh, how does this function or whatever. And honestly, my dad and Keith both have been really good with, like, telling me and, like, helping me understand or where to go to learn stuff. And when we take it apart, well, this is why this works this way. My dad likes to do woodworking and stuff like that, so I pick that up. I like to do woodworking stuff too.
How did you get your VSP? Spent a lot of time on my knees. I'm kidding.
He's a mess.
Yeah, to get your vehicle security. So anyone that's wondering what that is, technically you get your VSC, you get your vehicle security credential, which makes you a VSP, a vehicle security professional, which used to be called getting your LSID, which was locksmith identification. And you get that from NASTF, National Automotive Service Task Force. So to get your VSC in Oklahoma, it's different per state. So like some states, if you have to have a locksmith license to do any locksmith work in your state, you have to have a locksmith license to get your VSC. So you got to have insurance that meets the minimum, which is the hard part. It's hard finding out what it takes. Luckily, doing mobile diag programming and also having insurance for consulting, because I did it with CTI, both those, my insurance I had already covered. So I just had to add NASTF as on my certificate of insurance as an insured individual. And then had to submit a letterhead and a business card and submit a background check information. It's all on nastf.org. It's spelled out really well. They've actually got lots of forms. I think they have a short video on how to do it now. It's all laid out pretty easy, but nastf.org is where you would go to get it.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve.
Hello.
Understanding and discussing the diversity of dynamics of mobile as it changes with demographic and geography will be the next discussion. Yeah, it makes it definitely different because what I see and what others see is totally different. And then we talk about demographics like Tommy. Tommy's in Chicago. A lot of his customers are in the hood. So it's one of those things, and he says it all the time, dude, it's different customers. Everything's a used module there. Tommy is my used module guy. Like, if I'm like, can this be done? And I don't know and I haven't done it, I call Tommy. I'm like, Tommy, can I do a used module on a, Maserati? And he's like, oh, yeah, we've done 2 of them, because crazy. The stuff that guy does is nuts. So, yeah, it's totally different what I do and what, I talk to Eric pretty often, Eric O, and we really talk about the difference in rust all the time.
Yeah.
So, like, today, what we talked about was he had to fix the VIN number in a module because they have inspections there. Right. And I was like, yeah, that's not a problem here. We don't have emissions inspections. We don't have safety inspections. We don't have...
You could literally drive down the road with, like, a missing windshield, half of a door.
I told him I would try to...
a bumper.
I didn't, because I was in Sapulpa and I was in was in nicer parts of town today, so I couldn't get a picture. I told him every day almost I see a car with no front bumper and some kind of flashlight for one of the headlights. Almost every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a busted windshield.
Matter of fact, it was hilarious. I was driving down the road, and I don't know if this is a thing in other states, and you guys have to let me know. But when you're driving down the road and someone's missing one headlight, do you flash your brights just flick them to let someone know that they have a headlight out? And I almost did it to a police officer, and I was very glad that I did not do that. The funny thing is I was driving his truck because my headlight was out. And so I was like, oh man, that was so close. Like I almost did that. So that's, I don't know if that's a thing. Otherwise,
so you were in my truck when it happened?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got LED headlights in my truck, so it's probably
that
gonna be
would
bright.
have been awful.
Marty says, "Hey Keith, CBA Tech here in Burleson, Texas. Glad to see your business working well. You too, Marty. And I think we probably talked on the CBA Connect thing before. I think we probably been in a couple things. Somebody said Opus programming any good or bad? What do you think?
Oh, I love Opus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I locked it because I didn't want to keep walking
it
back.
didn't. Now I need a new chair.
No, he for sure needs a new chair.
Yeah, the lock is broken. Dang you, lazy boy. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna unlock it so it stops making the click noise, but all right.
I thought I could lock it real quick and he would just.
So
stop
Corey
wiggling.
says, "Don't ask me about Opus Drive Pro today." Did you not get it all worked out, Corey? Okay, so sorry, but Steven, we have a Drive Pro and a Blue Box. Liz has done some Mercedes programming using the Opus programming.
They're so easy. They were so nice. I mean, really, I thought it was great.
I don't have a way to program Mercedes, so at the time I didn't anyways. So doing these 722.9 virginized TCMs sent her out on them, and she called, got all the stuff set up, and did them. Yeah. It worked really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, once or twice, Marty. At least I thought I had talked to Marty a couple times. But yeah, so as much as a lot of mobile guys, you'll hear them say, "Oh, Opus, it's kind of shady. They're selling programming stuff and the wrap box."
Sounds horrible. In
and the wrap box, and it's cutting us out. It's not. I'm not. They have been an asset to me. We pay for their tech support, so Zach or Liz or myself can use it. I use their tech support all the time because I'll send a support question in because I just got that call for that Porsche the other day. Mm-hmm. Like asked if I could. Someone asked if I could program an active grille shutter on a Porsche. I didn't know, so I didn't want to drive out 45 minutes to find out that I couldn't do it. So all I had to do was send a support ticket into them and be like, "Hey, I have this tool, this tool, this tool. I've got the launch and this auto and Blue Box and
5 cars
and all this stuff.
Night.
Oh, see you later." I just send them all the info and be like, "Hey, can I do this with any of the tools I've got?" And they let me know ahead of time and what the process is. And I did some keys on that one Porsche. They were able to get me, said, "Yeah, if you buy the key through them, make sure you ask the dealer for this number." And they gave me the coding string. We were able to put it in and do the keys. The Jaguar, I've done programming twice now. Just did one. I didn't film it. I filmed the first one and showed you guys where I did a programming event for a Jaguar dealer on a Jaguar. I did another one. Was it yesterday you sent me or the day before? I don't know. Wednesday or Thursday.
Monday.
Monday? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. This week has flown by.
Yeah,
Did
I
another
was like,
programming
it's not
event for the same Jaguar dealer on another Jaguar. They put a PCM in a 2002 XK8 Jaguar.
That's awesome.
Did that. It did not fix the car. They are wrong. They misdiagnosed it. Would have been a great video, but they didn't let me diagnose it. So, anyways, yeah. So that's, yes, definitely we use Opus a lot. They're not everything. You still need to learn how to do programming yourself and cover most of it, but they definitely fill gaps when you need it.
All right, guys, hold on. I'll be right back.
So I'll just keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Got a Drive Pro at new shop. No comment with Volvo. 4 other tools. Talked fine. I don't use it for Volvo. So we don't see Volvos at all. I've got a friend that has a Volvo specialty shop. I send all the Volvos to him. I don't even program them anymore. Dealing with Vita is not something I even have to mess with. I don't use it for Volkswagen either. I actually have Otis for Volkswagen. I've heard those are the two that it's like the weakest on. I use it for Porsche. I use it for Mercedes and BMW and Jaguar. BMW Jaguar alone is worth the tool.
Yeah.
I think, with how much it does, with how much coding and programming it does. Yeah.
Well, guys, I have a new segue. So, I don't know if you guys realized, but Keith has reached 10,000 subscribers. And even though YouTube does not
Where did you
give you a play button.
Did you have Caleb make that too?
Yes, I did.
This is honestly a surprise.
Yeah,
you gotta give him
he
the
has-
sign. Give him the sign you gave me.
Oh, yeah.
Get him a sign. So she had a sign made for me.
So I had this made today.
This today?
Yeah, I've been working on it for a couple weeks.
That's awesome, guys. Let's see if I get
So
I'd stand in front of it so it's dark you can see it. That's cool. So she had this sign made for me. It's hard to see with the turn it to where the light reflects. Yeah. So it's just got the business logo. So we're gonna put that in the front office. But this is cool, babe. Thank you.
So he had no idea, guys.
I
was trying to look for a good segue, but I saw some people dropping off. I was like, no. I want everyone to be here.
This is cool.
So I really was. You can ask him.
Knocking lights over.
You can ask him. I was really pushing for a video tonight.
Now it makes sense why you're pushing
And
for the video.
now you guys know why. So, yeah. That was really cool. It's a really big accomplishment. I know it's something that he's worked really hard for, and I really wanted to mark the milestone. So.
Cough, cough, bricked. Yeah, you do got to be careful though with some there's some Euro stuff I just don't want to flash without factory. Like I won't do Volkswagen. Like the launch has Volkswagen programming in it. No, thank you. I got Otis. I'm so scared to press the online coding button on a Volkswagen with a launch. Scares the crap out of me.
Hello?
Steve says he only lives an hour away from Erico's shop.
Oh, really?
Calvin says NASTIF is teaming up a diagnostic network. Yep. So diag.net, it's where when you file an SIR now, it goes through diag.net.
Yep, I've heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goodness.
Can I do another scan tool comparison video?
Ooh.
I am doing another. We have a lot of stuff filmed. We've got. Here's what's bad is there's two tools that I want to get to do it. I have no reason to buy them, but I want to buy them just to do the video. So I bought a Snap-on so I can do videos with its scope and stuff. And so I bought a Snap-on tool. I bought a Veris Edge. I'm looking at buying a G-Scan 3 and possibly a US model launch. This is the first she's hearing of it. After I just got to tell her this month we need to lay off buying stuff. So it will be beginning of the year next year when I finish buying other tools or borrow those. I will either probably borrow. I don't know anyone who has a G-Scan 3, so I'll probably buy one. They're pretty inexpensive, and it will add us functionality for Hyundai and Kia.
Okay.
So it's a viable option.
Yeah.
The US model launch is not something that's going to add any functionality to us.
Okay.
We have 4 launch scan tools right now.
Yeah.
Already. So I might, if I buy one, I'll buy it on Tool Truck credit. I'll buy it from Steven, Cornwall guy, and just Tool Truck credit it if I do, because it's not going to add any functionality to us. But yes, we are doing another video, much better production quality than the last one. The last one was a Gateway netbook.
Oh yeah.
From 2003, 4.
It's like 15 years ago.
Yeah, I still have it.
Seriously, I know we do.
It has Consult 3 on it. Not Consult 3 Plus. It has the Consult 3 with the old Consult dongle. That's my laptop. It's got XP on it. That's what I recorded that video on, was a netbook with the forward-facing webcam and no mic in the garage.
Yep,
That was
I remember.
terrible.
It was awful.
It was an awful video. I was very proud of it. It was very informational.
Well, oh no, it definitely was. I'm not saying it wasn't.
Yeah.
But he was so excited to do that video. Like days. Like he was like, okay, you're gonna sit like this, or I'm gonna sit like that, or how am I gonna do it? And I mean, it was really cool to kind of watch the process. And now, like, it's just like, oh, let's do a video. Okay, throw some lights up.
Yeah.
Boom. You know.
Right. So questions.
Yes.
If you each had one piece of advice to give a new tech coming into the industry, or to a seasoned but perhaps burnt out tech to help them understand the possibilities in this industry, what would it be?
I'll go first.
You go first.
Okay, so for new techs, I think, and seasoned techs, really, honestly, is to find the connections in the industry. There is so many awesome people, YouTube, and finding the good YouTube people. He showed me one today. I about lost.
Rev up your engines.
Hey now. He definitely just threw that one under the bus.
Everyone throws Scotty Kilmer under the bus. I'll name him.
Okay.
He's never going to watch this, and the dude's a freaking hack.
Okay. Well, he showed me today, and that was awful. But I will say that I think made the biggest difference for me in this industry is, like, the community and, like, everybody being so kind and awesome. And, like, all the training events you go, like, I've been to, 4 different kinds of training events?
Yeah, live training events.
Yeah, live training events, yeah. Doing online training, even YouTube work. Find it. It's out there. It's easy. But I think that, like...
That's your big piece?
That's my big piece, yeah. Oh, what?
Just because someone's going to say I don't.
Someone's going to say he doesn't, I don't know. But
Nick asked about it.
Oh.
That's your piece of advice?
Yeah, that's my piece of advice. Like, really, like, find the commonality with everybody. And not just, like, don't let the 4 walls of whatever shop you're working in hold you back. Like, there's so much out there.
So my piece of advice for a technician coming into the business is to be humble and pay attention to what's out there and do as much training as possible and put in the time. I spent probably an hour and a half every day after work putting the time in, learning my scope, learning scan tools, learning factory software, when everyone else would lock the keys in the toolbox and go home. I'd stay there for an hour and a half almost every single day, 5 days a week for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Just bettering myself. And then for seasoned technicians, I would say the same thing. Be humble. Realize that you can learn something. Don't stop trying to learn new technologies. If you've got a 5-year plan to get out of the business, the first 3 of that should be to continue education, so you're not that guy your last couple of years. If you're kind of burnt out, I would say probably trying to find a shop with a better attitude. Unfortunately, everyone says, become loyal and da-da-da, but the shop isn't doing anything to keep you there, not creating an atmosphere that wants you to grow, that's constantly trying to get you to be better and asking you what's going on, then it's not somewhere you're going to want to be anyways. So I'm totally an advocate for just going and finding another shop. I know tons of people. I'm a shop owner now. I have a technician. Yeah. I want my technician to stay with me forever. But if I don't continue to do things to make him push himself to be better and give him the opportunities, then he shouldn't stay here.
What was that thing that you say all the time about if you train him?
Yeah. So we've all heard this.
Yeah.
But you should train him to where he could go and work anywhere. There's 2 things I say. Okay. Train, and they're all. I didn't make these up. I copied this. Yeah. I just didn't want anyone to think I'm taking credit for this. Train your guys to be so good they could go anywhere and work, but treat them good enough where they don't want to. And the other thing is someone goes, well, what if I train my guy and he leaves? And then I say, well, what if you don't train him and he stays? So that's just, everyone's heard that. It's nothing profound, nothing I came up with, but every time you say it out loud, it hits home. And then Nick, yes, I have an ICOM. I use it like F cars, G cars. That's about it. Everything else gets blue boxed or drive pro'd.
How do you handle? Oh, I guess it was.
So we just went through this one. So okay. How do you get YouTube famous?
A lot of connections, I would say.
Some of it's make connections, but most of it start making videos and don't stop even when no one's watching them.
Right.
My first YouTube video was like 2007.
Oh yeah, I actually do have a YouTube channel, and it has 1 video on it, and it's of our daughter when she was like a few months old. I mean, it was
okay, so it's 8 years old. That video, 9 years old.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, at least 9 years old.
Is it possible for you to boot camp an opening programming business? Yeah, that's something we could talk about. We are going to be setting up. If you guys didn't watch the training or the video about me showing the shop, we will be holding training events here. We already have one we're scheduling with someone else to do stuff that they're going to host here, and then we will be hosting training here also. We'll be hosting some mobile style stuff. The thing is I probably will advertise it here, but I got to be selective with who I allow to come, because I'm going to be 100% honest. I don't want to go train all the guys at all the shops that I work at to do the things that I do.
Right.
I just got to be selective, so I'll be careful with what I do kind of situation. We do have Aztec here. We have Elite here. Bo's here. And then Chris does some too. So we've got quite a few mobile people around here.
Yeah.
Launch scan tool, Throttle or torque. Exactly. I haven't decided yet. One of those two. I'm going to get a throttle or a torque probably to do the video. Just because if I make the video with one of the other launches that I've got, the non-U.S. market one, someone's going to be like, well, that's not a U.S. market, blah, 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 blah. Like, it is what it is. How do you handle where you do a diag and leave the shop with a direction to do blah, blah? They call you and say they found the problem. It was something different. It's all fixed and gone. Do you bill it or eat it? So I almost always bill for my time when I'm there, even if I'm leaving. Yeah. And they're paying for me to come give them my thoughts. 99.9% of the time, we're correct.
Yeah.
But I just...
And that's not like a,
No, that's
just...
Our process is sound. We're following a process. Mm-hmm. There's nothing super skilled about it. I could walk anyone over the phone on how to do them. It's just understanding service info and systems knowledge and applying that to come up with a logical, evidence-based answer, which doesn't always work. Mm-hmm. It works 99.9% of the time.
And then there's those cars.
And then there's those 3.8 Buicks that you spend 12 hours on. That's just,
Yes.
It is what it is. That'll be a video/case study thing.
Yes.
You guys will hear about it soon. Lost my chili to a 3.8 Buick.
Yeah. It was frustrating all around, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had 8 people on this car before we figured it out, and it was ridiculous. Every time it's one of those, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So remember, Corey, they're paying for your consultation. Sometimes your consultation's correct, sometimes it's wrong.
Yeah.
Love that list. Scotty Kilmer says the best tech on YouTube. Ask him, he'll tell you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Re-explained left shop because I ran out of time for the day. Supposed to return the next day. They called and said they fixed it before I got back. Bill for time. I bill for my time. If you haven't established something with that customer, then maybe not. Since you're still building your area, Corey, maybe work with them a little bit, but they're kind of paying for your time, not really the answer, right?
I mean, we have a minimum stop charge. I mean,
we've showed up to places and they said, "Oh, the car's not here," and we've billed them. So
and a lot of that is not the first time, and we will have some grace.
Yeah. The first time it happens, we're like, "Hey, man, just make sure you call us next time." But it became a repeat issue with the customer. So we told them ahead of time that, hey, we have to charge you for coming out.
Yeah.
If you call us again, because this is like the second or third time we've driven all the way out here. I sent a tech out. Do I pay by the hour?
Right. And we're paying for all the tools. We're paying
for
all
tools
the
and equipment and gas and insurance and everything.
Costs,
lots of cost. So. I can tell you, I looked at our credit card stuff. It's costing me about $20,000 a month to run this business.
Yeah.
That's what I spend. A little more than that, but yeah, that's in the winter months. That's what I've been spending. So anyone that says that, oh, this is easy and you're making a killing and you shouldn't charge me, you should only charge me $50 for coming back out.
We had a client tell us that. Yeah.
I don't think they quite understand what it costs to run this business.
Yeah. You guys might see, if you're looking for 1 year, one manufacturer, what is it to get into programming for that? And you might see, oh, well, that's not very expensive at all. Or I can just buy a daily or whatever.
But let's say I'm there programming a Chrysler and you don't think I should charge you the full whatever I charge. Yeah. You're not supposed to talk about pricing on the internet. Magnuson Moss, Federal Trade Commission law, inducing pricing. Yeah.
What did I say?
Anyway, you didn't. I'm just letting you know ahead of time.
I was like, what did I say? Oh, gosh.
Anyways, although I may be there doing one make and model, I have 12 make model tools sitting in this van that I have to pay for, even though I'm not using them right then.
Right.
So that all adds into the cost. Chris says, going to add to say that train your coworkers so well that they could replace you. It pays infinite dividends in the long run as long as you aren't scared of teaching and sharing. Absolutely correct. Because I spent a lot of time training the guys in bays next to me and not making money when I was flat rate.
Well, and you had a lot of them just coming to you and saying, hey, I just need to come look at this real quick. And real quick was
3 techs asking you, three or four other techs asking you, hey, real quick, 4 times a day a piece was your entire day is in other people's bays.
And if you're being paid by the flag, then guess what? You're not getting money.
That is why I don't pay technicians flag.
Yep.
Zach makes an hourly wage plus bonuses if he gets X amount of dollars done. And his hourly wage is very handsome.
Yeah.
So, Keith, you can keep posting when you do training. Love to fly out and participate. Absolutely. So, I'm going to put them on the website, and I'll make videos. I'm going to make a calendar or news page on the website.
Yeah.
The L1 training website and stuff. So, as we get that, I'll start announcing. I'll put it on Facebook and all that stuff. I'll eventually start using my Instagram. I used it for like 3 weeks. Put pictures up.
If you put it on Instagram, it goes on Facebook too.
Should start doing that.
Yeah. I don't know if more people will, like look on Instagram though. What?
More people are on Instagram, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
We're old fogies on Facebook, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's some new one. Have you heard about that? There's like a new one.
There's a bunch of. There's Parlor. There's Me. There's I don't know.
I don't know. I just have the generic ones like Facebook, Instagram.
I have Snapchat. I just don't use it.
Oh, I haven't. I think I still have it downloaded, but I don't go there.
Yeah.
Don't Snapchat us, basically. We will not answer.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I don't accept friend requests anymore because I have like almost 500 of them in there now, and I just don't know how to sift through them anymore. I don't have time.
Mine to start rack up too.
Nick says, I guess Andy asked somebody. I must have missed the one where
Andy's
asked.
Right there.
Oh, how much ICOM costs? Can you recommend any place to get it from? The dealer will. I think you're a little low, Nick, on the dealer price. I've heard people say right now. I think it's about 800 around me. So maybe around you it's 600 at the dealer. I paid just over 600 US for mine, and I bought it from what was the name? It's not ICS Tuning. It's a company in Europe.
I have no idea. He looks at me like I know.
Oh, man. Any of you guys that have asked me about it before, I've told you and I've sent you a link. I don't remember the name of the company. It's something. It's a motorsports BMW specialist motorsports place in Europe, and it's like black and yellow writing, and it's kind of a European name. I can't. I'll try to find it here in a minute when we get another question for Liz to answer. But yes, don't buy a Chinese knockoff one. Buy a real one. They're under $1,000 for the factory ICOM, and it's $30 a day for the BMW subscription. So like, I use it for F and G cars, F and G. And all the other stuff, the older E-Class, C-Class, that kind of stuff, I W chassis stuff, I just use the Blue Box or Drive Pro because it works great. So I switched shops and boss fired me at the end of the day. I gave him a 3 weeks notice. Now I get calls daily to program for them and bug me to diag over the phone. Yeah, I wouldn't.
That's gotta be.
Wouldn't diag over the phone for them. I would definitely go and program and diag in shop for them and charge them your regular going rate.
What are some good YouTube diag channels besides South Main Auto, Scanner Danner, and New Level Auto and Train by Tex?
So Corey puts out some good videos when he finds really fun stuff. So S&A Auto, I don't know if he's still in here. Science of Diagnostics is good. Cody Auto Diagnostics. If they're Blue Wrench on here, they're probably a good channel. Pico Boo's just a cool guy. I'm sorry, Pico, but if you're putting up videos, I don't see them. I don't have time to watch. You know what's sad? Okay, so I probably listen. I'm probably on YouTube every day watching videos. I'm not watching them. I'm listening to podcasts all the time.
Yeah.
That's about all that I do. I don't watch TV. I don't really surf the internet for stuff anymore. I'm just so busy.
Maybe at the end
this.
of the day, sometimes we'll like watch some videos and stuff together, but really, for the most part, it's not. We've been really, really busy.
I'm engulfed in reading service info stuff all day long and then studying. I don't have a whole lot of time for the other YouTube channels, but when I do, I try to watch them whenever I can, but it's just so hard.
The other thing is not just YouTube channels, but like looking for
CTI has tons of free training. The CTIonline.com. Yes, I'm a CTI instructor. I'm not asking you to buy any of their training. There's tons of it for free online. Yeah. Opus has a ton of videos, training they've done online. I'll tell you've been watching some of the ADOS stuff today.
Yeah. I mean, even things that obviously I'm doing ADOS stuff all the time, but just keeping up with everything and like, you just want to like immerse yourself in it constantly.
Yeah.
Are you scrolling back up and down?
Well, I'm trying to make sure that I don't miss any. I don't want to miss anyone's questions.
I don't either. I just I can't tell if we're going up or down.
Okay, there we go. Icon a little over 600. Love to fly out for training.
And, I don't know, but I know that our airport is an international airport, so I wonder if there's, like, a lot of, like, direct flights.
Yeah, Tulsa International.
Yeah.
When we start to look at Tulsa International, it's airports like what? 15 minutes from where we live? From the shop?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's in Owasso, there's lots of nice hotels.
Yeah,
they're all new hotels. All of them are new.
Yeah.
So they're nice.
So there's Tulsa, which is huge. Then there's Owasso, which is kind of like where we reside most of our time.
And our shop is in Collinsville.
And then our shop is in Collinsville, and it's very small town. Like everybody knows everybody.
How many people are here? There's gonna be less than Skytuke, right? Where I grew
like
up.
when you go to the post office, like the postmasters, like I met him. Like, and he like by first name, we're on a first name basis now. Not just because like I own a business in Collinsville, but just like, hey, I heard your
All
name.
right. Population of Collinsville was 7,000 people in the last one, so it's much smaller than Skytuke, where I grew up.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't realize how tiny it was.
Yeah, it's 7.4 square miles. So what's funny is on Staten Island, there's a population density of like 1 million people for every quarter mile or something crazy.
No.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
My parents have over 4 acres, and like, just like, my brain.
And
hurts.
shoot, there's only 3 people on there. So Staten Island is 58 square miles, population of 500,000. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. You.
Yeah, my bad. I thought it was like a bajillion people there. That's just Staten Island, though, right there. 58 square miles, 500,000 people in 2018.
That's insane. But basically, we're in like this little like the suburb of the suburb, basically. Like it's quite tiny. And when someone goes, "Oh, you have a shop in Collinsville," I'm like, "Yeah." Like it's a brand new building. It's really nice. Like I said, it's a really nice area.
For all you fools out there that are wondering why, rent $700 a month.
Yeah.
For a shop.
So
Some of you guys are paying like $3,000 and $7,000 a month for a shop.
Well, and it's also like location. So we're just
that one place I worked was $14,000 a month for rent.
Right.
Just so we're clear.
Yeah. The other places we looked at were $2,000 a month. You know,
Yeah,
so
we need a place to park vans and do some ADIS calibrations,
Yeah,
and we don't need it on a main drag. We don't need a storefront. We're not trying to acquire walk-in customers at all.
Matter of fact, when they call, like walk-in customers will call. I'm the dispatch line too, so I get these calls. Hey, a shop referred me to you. Blah blah blah. Like I just need to bring it. I found this thing. It says I need a new computer. You know, like it just those kind of calls, right? And I'm like, oh, we don't deal with the general public. Oh, I'll just bring it to your shop. I'm like, no, that's not how this works. And every once in a while, like we've done it twice, 3 times now.
Yep.
One out of 3 people showed up on their schedule.
I went ahead and said, bring it in at this time, drop it off, leave it for me for the day.
Nice.
We'll take a look at it, see what we could do. It's just just a program. We had the one guy show up.
Yeah.
And we even tried to tell him not to show up. And
really,
he fought and fought and said, I want to do it. Like,
he was one of those guys that said, I had to have a new
Schmeidman.
What?
That's correct. Schmeidman. That's where I got the icon from.
Okay.
As soon as I read that name, I was like, that's right. I think there's an extra M in there, maybe. Or no, maybe it is just 2 N's at the end. Anyways, yeah, Schmeidman, find their website. That's where I bought mine. It was shipped from like Holland or some, I don't remember where it's at. It's in Europe. Ordered it. It was like $600-something US dollars shipped. It came in a legit BMW part numbered box. It was a legit component. So Marty says, are you surprised by any of the calls you get for diagnosis? Do you find many that you feel like these guys should know these things, or are they real head scratchers? Or is it mostly programming? So we are about 70% diag?
Yeah.
Probably 70% diag right now?
Can I tell what I went on the other day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I won't name any shop, but it's a big one. And
they're shooting for 100 locations this year.
So, sorry guys, I also have a nose strip here. So I went out there. They said, we pull out the grill. We need to have this Toyota Tundra calibrated.
Front radar.
Front radar. And so I was like, okay, no problem. Went out there, hook up to the car, tried to do a pre-scan.
Real quick, sorry, Joe Davis. Collinsville, Oklahoma, or Collinsville, one of the other 7 states that are in?
Yes,
that have a
because
Collinsville.
there's a Collinsville, Arkansas.
Ohio is the one that always.
Was it? No, it was Clarksville, Arkansas. I used to live in Clarksville, Tennessee. So, yeah, there's an Ohio. Wasn't there another
Ohio,
one?
Arkansas. There's a Collinsville, Texas. It's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I said okay. So I went to do a pre-scan. This Toyota Tundra, and I had no comm with the module. And I was like, oh no. And I don't have any wiring repair. I'm thinking, oh gosh, like it's an accident.
Her van only has ADOS and refrigerant and light programming.
Light programming right now.
She's got a laptop set up. She's got an IDS, a micropod.
Yeah.
a J-Box that she can do some GM and a few others.
So I called Keith. I'm like, I'm a little worried.
He's here in Collinsville.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, hey. So it's just interesting because I'm like, what if it is a broken wire because it's been in a collision? You know, what if something's disconnected? So Keith goes, hey, you said it's a Toyota, right? He said, it's a Tundra? And I was like, yeah. He's like, pop the hood. And I was like, okay. Pop the hood. He's like, there's an oval panel that just opens up. I said, there's not an oval one.
Next to the hood latch.
Yeah, I said, there's not an oval one. There's a square, like, rectangle looking one. And he's like, open it up. Open it up. And right there, kid you not, to connect, like, each end to a connector. Just had to go. That was it.
That's like the fourth time I've seen that. I've got called out for, hey, we just put a front grill in this, and I guess you got to come do this radar.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
Click.
Yeah. Things like that happen. We repair open circuits a lot.
Yeah,
I'll say
open
that.
circuits.
Yeah.
So if a fuse is blown, that power circuit is open.
Yeah.
So what I listened to, if you guys haven't, there's a Tweedle Group did an interview with Mike Reynolds, who owns Mobile Automotive Service Solutions in North Carolina, Mass, and like ambulance guy. Mm-hmm. So because there's too many Mikes. There's Mike Robinson with Robinson Auto Diagnostics. There's way too many Mikes.
Yeah, no, that's another.
Mike PSK.
There's lots of
Mike.
Keiths and Mikes, and all y'all just
So-
need to stop having the same name.
So Mike did an interview with Tweedle Group the other day, and he was talking. I think he's been working with them on a couple projects, and he was talking to them about stuff. Well, I guess I got an idea from him. He said he keeps all the blown fuses that he diagnoses and puts them in a jar, and when he fills a pickle jar up, he's going to do a raffle. Well, just to let you guys know, we could probably fill 2 pickle jars up with how many fuses we sold.
100%.
I looked at my first year of business in 2019. I did like almost $30,000 in sales on fuses. So, yeah, Marty, they're dumb. The questions we get a lot are dumb.
The other aspect of this is the people that we're interviewing.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I took a lot of water in there. But like the people we're interviewing, like he said earlier, we're not even giving them this really basic questionnaire. What are you doing?
You popped it earlier and it hurt me.
So, but to see what the industry has on a different scale, a different type of basis. You know, it's different being in the shop and talking to a technician than it is to sit face to face and be talking like actual like hard facts.
Not even really that hard questions,
but like just like facts. We want to know.
So
like,
my interview
where
process
are you?
is a little different. I during the interview I said, what are fuel trims and how are they used?
Yeah.
So I asked that, and then I asked, explain voltage drop to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then when they explained that, and those are the only 2 major questions I asked, technical question wise. So I asked those, and then if the rest of the interview goes well, Chad's channel, the Practical Mechanic.
Oh yeah, don't forget.
Chad and Valerie. Yeah.
Awesome channel. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, that's another one we don't want to forget. There's too many channels that I will forget all of them.
Yeah. I mean, guess we could go to like what we're subscribed to, but that, I mean, go look at a list that way, but.
Yeah. So, but the where's it going with that? Oh yeah. After the interview, if it goes well, I have a 4-question test.
Yeah,
and it's 2 wiring diagram questions, not complicated. One's a horn switch question, but just with a simple horn switch to relay. Yeah, right. Very bottom page in that stack right there.
Sorry guys, hearing all the ruffling.
There's Lorenzo. Oh, never mind. That's another mobile guy we have in this area.
Yes.
Yeah, Lorenzo is local too.
So it's very just.
It's as simple. So there's 2 questions that use the word accept, and this is really for me. I'm not going to read these to you because these are kind of important. Kind of how they're written it took a lot of time to do this, but the questions are written with the word accept in order to gain an understanding of their critical thinking and their reading comprehension skills, because this job is all about reading comprehension. Right? Like every time you've had an issue with one, that's something Liz fights with, is some reading comprehension issues.
Yeah.
So because of that, it's very, very important to read carefully when reading how certain stuff works.
Yeah.
And then the other 2 are very simple wiring diagrams. One's literally a brake light circuit with 3 bulbs, 1 switch, 1 fuse. That's it. And the diagram kind of shows a couple voltmeters with readings on them and just says when the circuit's engaged, what would be the problem with the readings shown. And then the other one is a very simple horn circuit that's got a single fuse, a single relay, a momentary horn switch, and a horn circuit. And ask about it's a technician A and B question. I don't like A and B questions, but it's also to see if someone can understand the concept of 2 true or false questions in one, basically. That's what, anytime you do an ASC test and you read technician A says, technician B says, it's just 2 true or false questions is all that is into one. So, yeah, I do those questions, and they give me an insight into what the technician... Like, I pop quizzed Zach early in the morning when he gets into the shop.
My test results, too, or are you just going to always...
I will. I pop quizzed Zach on this, and he failed one of them. He missed one question. But everyone that's missed it has...
he missed 2. I missed 1.
Oh, he missed 2, you missed 1. Yeah. So, but both of the ones that Zach missed... I pop quizzed Zach, put him in a rock in a hard place, so I know that people are going to miss these during interview. Also, we did have someone ace the test interview, and they did it really fast, and he
got the same amount as me.
Yeah.
He got 1 wrong.
Oh, he did get one wrong. That's right. Anyways, one of them tells me if you know how current works. One of them tells me about your reading comprehension. One of them, like, if you miss it, but you missed this one picking this other answer, it's just a simple reading comprehension thing, and it's not that you don't understand a circuit. It tells me that you understand the circuit, but you skipped over an important tidbit of the service info, so it helps me guide on where to go next with it. But anyways, Oz Mechanics is another good channel.
Oh, yes. I saw you, I was like, ah!
Yeah, so anyways, I find that is a bit of an issue, so we're still kind of on that one question about what we see. But yes, most of them are really easy diags. I would say every job, for the most part, 90% of jobs are completed in an hour.
Absolutely.
In and out, gone, ticket written, back in the van, onto the next job on the road within an hour.
And I'm not saying this to be like, oh, like, look at us or whatever, but I think that we have a really good process, but people that have had vehicles, I mean, literally this week alone have had people that have said, hey, I've been on this car for weeks or months or whatever, and we go out there and we're able to confirm a fix. And that's another big part of our business is they know that they don't have to, work 2 weeks on...
Yeah, stop that. Just call me.
Just call us. It's not
Spend 30 minutes on it. If it seems like it's outside your repertoire, call me.
And we have people that just call us. So,
yeah.
Give Keith a pop quiz. I don't even know where to begin. Let's be honest.
Oh, let's make sure we didn't miss any. So we got calls about that. Mostly programming.
It is not mostly programming. Like you said, it's 70% diag.
Yep, Schmeidman, that's correct. Joe Davis is here in Collinsville in town. So Joe's probably less than a mile from us.
Yeah. Based on the numbers.
Yeah. A guy from unrelated industry wanting to change to this career walks into a bar. What prerequisite knowledge do you recommend he gain before he starts your L1 online program? I would say prerequisite-wise, you need to get a pretty good understanding of basic engine mechanical.
And electrical.
I feel like my electrical does a pretty good job of starting at the beginning. What is current? What is voltage? What is resistance? What are the relationships? How are they used? We build upon that to build a foundation of voltage drop. We build upon that to build a foundation of how current operates under what conditions, what some basic electrical components are. So I feel like you don't really have to have much. You have to have you're gonna have to watch it 6 times if you're a brand new guy that's never done it. You're gonna have to watch 6 times to get every little piece because there's a lot of info in there. But it's there. Yeah, I mean I think electrical it does a good job of starting from ground zero. This is a voltmeter. This is what a voltmeter does.
Yeah, I mean it does.
This is what resistance is. This is what current is, and again, all through those things I said. I think it does pretty good. Your hands are cold.
Babe, I'm freezing. Guys, there's no actual heater in the shop.
So new construction, so we got to work with the owner to figure out heater situation.
So in my office, matter of fact, it's actually like 75, 72 to 75. That's what I keep
It's got a cool little radiator electric heater that works real well in there.
Yeah, he made me get the old school looking one. I wanted like the cool, like square one.
Until now, she goes, "Wow, this one works really, really well, and it's super silent and quiet, and doesn't make any noise, and it's awesome."
I was going to say that, but thanks for saying it for me.
It was a good option for in the office.
No, it was,
and I knew that.
The only thing I was worried about is because we have kids, and sometimes they're here with us. Like we'll, stay late or work over the weekend. Here. Yeah, I mean, I told him
it's 7:25 on a Friday night, and we're at the shop.
Yeah. That's not an odd occurrence either.
At all.
We
eat dinner here a lot.
Uber Eats and like
DoorDash.
those type DoorDash and things like that. They come here.
Often.
Yeah. We actually got new kitchen appliances and I haven't got to use them very much. And that's not saying that like I don't want to. We've just been really busy.
Yeah.
So
let's try to get back on these real quick.
Okay, fine.
So anyways, yeah, the real quick prerequisite knowledge thing is you probably want to get a pretty good understanding of suck, squeeze, bang, blow, engine mechanical to understand some of the diagnostic stuff, but then you're going to have to get some seat time with a scan tool. That's the part that I don't have a good foundation from, and I learned that from Liz taking the classes, not knowing what a map sensor reads, not knowing what these different things are. And Liz's I think your problem's been is you don't know the physical location of these things.
No, I have no. So, fun fact, a long time ago, how long do you think you built that engine?
Which one?
The V8, the little cranky one.
God.
A long time ago. Anyway, so that, for me, and like when
model
we
engine.
built...
It's a model engine, a Revel model engine. It's the see-through V8 one, if you guys haven't seen those.
So
it's super
I actually
cool.
I went and bought one for me to actually put together because I really want to get like the foundational, like really fully understand everything, where everything's located.
Yeah. This chick can program vehicles and understand voltage drop and do some diags, which sometimes she confuses crankshaft and camshaft.
100%.
Physical location.
Yeah, just...
something super basic, because she never got to start at the bottom. She had to jump right in at the top.
I always say like this, is that most people start out doing like oil changes and,
I didn't.
Ball joints and, I don't know, those type things. And then they work their way up to programming, and some never make it that far, and that's okay. But I started way up here, and then now I'm trying to reverse my knowledge, and it's
just trying to add in some of the basic stuff.
Yeah. We'll just say that my electrical knowledge was nowhere near where it needed to be when we first started.
Paul, a live stream? I know, right, Paul? So Keith asks, where are the kids? They're at my mom's, so we got a kidless weekend. We got a date weekend.
Yeah, and we're spending with you guys.
Yeah, we're spending with you guys Friday night.
I mean, for the people that have jumped on this, I kind of really forced us to do a video tonight because I really want to present this to Keith.
Oh, well she got me this the other day.
This one I got the other day.
I keep knocking this light over.
I don't know if you guys can see very well.
Yeah,
Does that look okay?
It's going to go up on a wall with a red light on it.
Yes, it'll be backlit.
But she pushed me hardcore to do a video today, and I was like, nah, we can just do it later.
We'll do it,
get Christmas lights, do a Christmas video.
Yeah, and then I said, no, I really want to do one tonight, and that's because this came in.
So this was a surprise to me. This is super cool.
Let me see if I can get it.
It says presented to L1 Automotive
Maybe if
Training.
I stand it in front of it,
you
can see.
What? You played dumb when I told you I changed the channel name.
See, guys? There we go.
I just realized that. So earlier today, I told her I changed the channel name. She's like, why'd you tell me that? I was like, I didn't know if you knew or not.
I don't know how to make it see.
So focus is done with the change of the color or whatever. So if you do this, you got to bring it down the middle. Bring it down the middle. Right there.
You can't see it. Sorry, guys. I'm really trying. I'm not good at this stuff.
Focus, you. Wow. Yeah, it's not.
Okay, well, you get the idea, is that I had a play button made for Keith, and it will have the studs on it. I mean, because he is a stud. It'll have, like, little studs to put on the wall, and so that was one of my... I really pushed for a video tonight.
Get my own play button, and I haven't even got a million subscribers yet. Look at that.
It's usually 100,000, I think, is when you first get your first one.
I don't know. It used to be a lot less, so...
Yeah. So there's not a 10,000 one, so I think it's a huge accomplishment, and I was really excited to make something.
Joe says, are you going to have any classes later once the COVID-19 passes? Yes, we're going to be holding
100%.
a bunch of classes here at the shop.
Yes, we are ready and willing. We just get them all set up.
Yeah, we're gearing up right now for them. Tables, chairs, that kind of stuff.
Yes, and heaters, because it is cold, as Keith said.
Well, if we weren't on a live stream, I'd kick the heater on it. I can get it 80 degrees in here quick. I got a 150,000 BTU forced air heater.
I keep going back and forth, sleeves up, sleeves down, because I'll get cold.
Oz said congrats on the shop. Real proud of us. Thank you very much, Oz. Paul drops in.
Guys.
Paul drops the bomb.
He drops the bomb? What are you talking about?
He just drops it. I mean, it's everyone's like, dinner's here.
Oh.
What did he say? I was watching Pete's video and saw Keith running the live stream and could not stop in and say hi. Well, hey, Paul. What video is Pete doing right now? Oh, it's Pete Meyer. I think it's probably what he's talking about. I assume it's Pete Meyer. I'm guessing.
Yeah, we kind of like you guys.
This is some of the most social interaction I've had, too.
Yeah. Most of the time, we go straight to the car we're working on and then just sign his paper.
Yes,
and then
Paul,
we
this
leave.
is my wife, Liz.
Oh, yes.
Yes, she is a current programming ADOS specialist working on diagnostics.
And 1, 2, 3, 4 way up.
Yeah, she's a refrigerant slamming fool.
You can't see this used to be my van. But ADOS has a lot of really big items.
Oh, I just got some more Autel stuff. I got like a $5,000 mirror.
We should have done a video on that.
Yeah, but we had to literally got the tool in, had to unbox it so we could go use it.
It was yes.
It was funny.
But my big van is on the other side of this van with all of my stuff in it.
Interview with me? Yeah. Heck yeah. Shoot me a message. We'll do one, Paul.
Yeah. Be awesome.
Excellent example of what all should strive to be in the industry. I don't know if I'm an excellent example of what you should strive to be. I have had way too many cheeseburgers.
And that is that like the like...
Oh, I took that totally wrong. Pete was interviewing dinner. I was like, yeah, I'll do an interview. Got all excited. Oh, that's funny. Pete was interviewing Paul. Cool. Oh, I think I saw an ad for that on Facebook.
I haven't been on Facebook.
I get on Facebook like every night after work, and then I roll through all the things I'm tagged in because I usually get tagged in stuff and questions, and I go through and answer them, and then I'm off.
Yeah, my family tags me more than anything.
Yeah, I just don't. I can't. I get lost in scrolling through Facebook, so I usually go through and hit all the ones that I got tagged in and try to answer any questions because I always get tagged in something asking about something. Like, there's a lot of them that I'm on that are like, oh, well, Keith does that kind of training, and I feel so bad not being on there constantly contributing, and then somebody tags me and I go, oh yeah, come over to my website and pay for training. I hate doing that if I'm not constantly contributing to it.
Well, and that's, that kind of segues into something that we've dealt with.
Hey, Chad.
Oh, hey. That's something that we've kind of don't know how to navigate when it comes to like all of our clients that are not like doing the programmings or the calibrations they should be doing, because it's hard because you want to tell them like this is needing to be done. This is
There's Dan, one of my guys from OKC.
Oh,
like the CTI classes.
Yeah.
I don't know when. I think beginning of next year we're going to start doing in-person classes again. I'm not sure.
I hope.
Yeah, I hope too. She's ready to get me gone.
Nuh-uh. We like going and...
Paul says being together 24/7 has its challenges. Ask me how I know. Yeah. But it can also be super rewarding. Relationships first, guys. Yeah. We've definitely had some stressful moments working together 24/7, but we definitely make it work.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, like Scanner Danner said, relationship first, because it's really easy for him to be the boss, the one that because he does. He knows more than me. And at the end of the day, it's all about just communication.
What? How is Oz not a... There we go. Or Paul. Oh, I know why.
Okay.
I'm not sure when it's coming back to OKC.
When's the next field trim class?
Yes, Chris, absolutely. Ben says, when's the next field trim class? Still working on getting the date out for that. I'm still trying to revise some of that piece I need to teach next.
It's a constant list of like what class is he going to work on.
Yeah, because I'm writing classes for
tons.
CTI to help update some older classes and write new classes that I'm going to be teaching at Vision.
Yeah. Classes
I'm teaching at Vision, I have to rewrite classes of mine to condense them for shorter time periods.
Absolutely.
Because they're online. So that's 3 classes. I'm writing a class for somebody in a different country that's about cars from a different country that I'm working on. I'm also writing my own. I'm doing a Euro programming class for myself, but I'm also trying to finish this field trim class too. And at the same time, I'm also trying to get the scope class together because everyone wants a scope class too. So it's just
There's a
so
lot of
much
training.
I've got 6 classes going all the times, and I feel like I'm trying to do them all. If I try to do them all, none of it gets done at all.
Yeah.
So I have to pick one and focus on it, and then it takes a week sometimes to get just a 2-hour block done of a class.
And that's another reason we're looking for another technician, is because we need to alleviate him from being in the van so he can do and write all these trainings.
But we got Zach, and then we thought, all right, we're coming into winter with a technician, so we'll be slow, so one guy can take care of it.
It's not the case.
Not the case. We're both busy every day.
Yeah, all 3 of us were busy this week.
Yeah, there was a time where all 3 of us were full scheduled.
And the phone was still ringing.
And the phone was ringing off the hook, and we couldn't keep up with it.
Now, I will say I do not mind, because it just shows how much our business has grown. But
Paul says, write your own stuff, Keith, and put it on a website.
Well,
this comes back to what I was talking about earlier. Remember, guys, earlier I was talking about how you can't, as a YouTuber, you normally don't have time to watch other people's YouTube.
Right.
So, Paul, I do have a ton. I have over 100 hours of training on my website now. And I kind of copied your thing, but I'm more expensive, unfortunately, because I don't quite have the audience to do it, so it had to pay for itself some way. So I'm $20 a month right now for unlimited access to all the training. And it's my programming class, diagnostic class, wiring class, keys and immobilizer.
Yep.
There's like 100 hours of training in there. There's a little over 100 hours of training so far, and growing hopefully every month. I'm trying to put out at least one class every month. All right, so let's see. Chris has been MIA, work and personal. Yeah, talked just the other day to Chris. Can't be the boss of the wife. Yeah, I can be the boss 8 to 5, but then I also get yelled at after work if I was a bad boss.
I think it goes both ways, though. I get yelled at for being a bad employee.
Yeah.
So, but I think we're making it work just fine.
Mike's automotive diagnosis. Sorry you're late, Mike. Dan says, hire me. I am interviewing right now, Dan. Got lots of really super awesome candidates, actually.
Yeah.
We got some guys that used to work for Elite and some pretty awesome guys.
Sorry, guys. My nose is... It's cold in here, and for whatever reason, that makes my nose run.
Let's see. For anyone who isn't subscribed, Keith's content on his website at the top. I'm not going to read that. I feel bad about reading that out loud. But thank you, Chris. Yeah.
Paul's right. Everyone will want a piece of you. You have to learn to say no.
He is right. Yeah. I'm bad about saying no, and because of that, I'm doing 6 classes at a time right now.
Yeah.
And it's hard. And then CTI was like, hey, can you help out with blah, blah? They need a co-presenter. And I was like, yeah, because I love doing it. Any opportunity I get to do it, I try to train. It just, I don't say no, unfortunately.
Yeah. Sometimes he needs to say no, and there's other times that have led to other things. When he said yes to something, it led to something else.
Yeah.
So that, I think that in the back of us is always in the back of his mind.
It's always, I'm always trying to take the next step to go to the next place. I mean, absolutely. I'd like to get to where I'm doing training online full time and training full time, 100%. But I get all these case studies for training from being out on the van.
Yeah.
So that's why we're trying to get Zach up and going, and then we're going to get and then we're going to get with Liz up and going. But Liz is trying to double duty. She's trying to technician and run the office.
Yeah.
Do the paperwork, answer the phones, do dispatch.
Yep.
So then she's trying to help me organize the training events and all this stuff. So if we can get working towards one more technician at the beginning of the year, trying to make sure this all works out right. And then that way I can be out of a van more often, so I can just be in a van maybe once a week to get a case study or two, go take the real hard ones. Like when Zach runs into one that he's on for an hour and a half, I tell him, hey, go to the next job. I'll come in behind you and take care of that one if I'm not busy that day. But that hasn't been the case. It's been, it'll have to be in a couple days. I'm scheduled all day. He's scheduled all day.
And then Keith ended up answering the phone, trying to help our tech Zach, and he's working right then, and he's also answering calls for me, and it's still a lot for all of us.
Yeah. Just emails alone.
Oh, I like that. Paul said, you're doing this with your wife. It's awesome. Say yes to things that include her and no to the others.
Yeah.
And that also goes for
do.
with our kids and stuff too, is that we have to say when.
Yeah. I have not spent enough time with my kids in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Solid.
It's a definitely a balancing thing that we've had to really.
Yeah, I have to play both. I can't let the business go to the wayside and then not support my family, but I can't not be there for my family for emotional support, to be there in person and be a father and be a husband. So it is a huge juggling act to do all of them. It's stressful. I'm stressed all the time, I can tell you that.
Yes, I'm always telling him it's okay, calm down, we got this, Nothing is so urgent that it can't wait till Monday or whatever. So
yeah.
And no, we do not work weekends for anyone that is about to ask. That's something we decided from the get-go.
Because of my type of work ethic, if I started working weekends, I would never stop, ever. So I said from the very beginning, no weekends.
Yeah. All right, so we got some questions in there somewhere. I saw something.
It's definitely about everything. It's a small compared to all the overwhelms. Yeah, so
go up. It says, how do you explain what we do to an insurance company for VSP?
For VSP, I worked with. God, I need to find out if Heidi can do it for anyone over the state. She owns an. My insurance lady's awesome. She found Liberty Mutual's who I go through for insurance. Again, it's different for every state, so I don't know. But because I consult for shops, because I do programming on vehicles, which involves software, I do diagnosis, which is another type of consulting. Plus, I do training. All those are on my insurance, and that was enough for.
And now the shop.
Yeah, and now the shop, because now I actually have garage keepers and stuff. But before then, before I even had a brick and mortar, telling them that I consult other shops, I do diagnosis, I do module programming, which installing software on modules on cars, and I teach. So I had to have a certain kind of insurance for teaching, and all the other ones were for my mobile business. Those 4 things made my insurance coverage enough for NASTIF, because I do those things.
Yeah. Mainly, I think we just went through our, auto insurance, and they're the ones that, referred us to her.
I called my auto insurance to get business insurance, and our auto insurance lady was like, we don't have good coverage. Well, let me let you talk to this lady named Heidi, and she's an insurance broker. She has an insurance company, so she was going to search everywhere. Yeah. And she found us, and it was really good priced, really good. Again, I couldn't price you what it is, because what it costs here in rural Oklahoma for insurance is totally different than Ohio, New York, California, Texas, wherever.
Science and diagnostics, it's still hard to balance everything. I'm small time compared to all you guys, and it still overwhelms me.
It's overwhelming. Yeah. You're not small time, but it's overwhelming for sure. Where do I live? I live in Oklahoma, northeastern, green country is what they call it.
Green country, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not really green.
Insurance has been the biggest challenge. Yeah, some states it's almost impossible to get the right insurance.
Yeah. Make sure you follow the NASTIF guidelines as far as your coverages too.
Well, there's not much guidelines for the coverage is the problem. There's just not. That's the biggest problem everyone has.
But there was a requirement.
There's a dollar amount requirement.
Yes,
1 million, 2 million it has to be. You have to have 1 million per occurrence, 2 million total policy coverage. But then it's so many other things have to meet it. Yeah. And you have to have them named as an insured on your insurance. So I'm insuring myself, and I'm insuring other people under me for that. I'm insuring NASTIF through myself, through my insurance, just like I'm insuring Advanced Auto Parts to myself with the CarQuest thing. Yeah, so insurance is a big part of it. And if you guys are going to do any work, you need to have insurance 100%. If you're going to be a business owner, you need to have insurance.
If you're going to be just working for yourself and you don't consider yourself a business yet, you need to have insurance.
Yeah.
You need to make yourself legit. There's too much when it comes to liability.
Biggest challenge when hiring someone, I just don't trust anyone. My business is like my baby, hard to let anyone in the business. Yeah, it's really, really difficult to hire. So I hired Zach, who I worked with before, and I was a personal friend with. I worked with Zach 11 hours a day for 2.5 years next to him in a bay. I still wrote out an entire employee handbook, a non-compete clause, a non-disclosure agreement, a actual employee, what did I call it? Oh, a contract for his employment of all of it, and then all of that. And we made sure we set down all of these guidelines. And I said, we're doing all this, so there's no, Keith, I thought you were going to let me blah, blah, or I thought it was going to be like, no. It's all black and white. It's all laid out. And at that point, it's all right. And when you're interviewing someone, it's hard. You just got to know that no one can do. If you're the business owner, if you're good enough to own the business, and you're that guy, you can only expect about 50% of the productivity out of someone else. I had to tell myself, look, Keith, I was telling myself I'm working 7 to 9 every day, and then going home and working throughout the day. I can only expect Zach to work 8 to 5.
Yeah.
8 to 4:30 is what we schedule him for, and so he's going to get half the productivity that I am.
Right.
You know, that's just how it works. I can't let him put in the hours I put in. That would kill him.
Right.
It was killing me.
Yeah, it just, you have to find a balance, and you don't want to drive someone into the ground, like work them to death either.
Just don't rush into hiring someone. Interview a lot of people, and then even when you find someone, keep interviewing. Keep the bench warm. Keep relationships with people. I got a couple guys. I got one guy that I would hire in a heartbeat if he would say yes. But I just keep warming the bench. I keep offering him, you know, hey, come over here anytime. You know, we'll make it happen. I'll figure it out. I mean, so it's, I don't know. There's not an easy thing.
Scanner says I have my wife helping me. She does 100% of my customer parts. Excuse me. And we're about to start up a nonprofit. Oh, that's awesome. And she's a front and center of this project, and it's awesome. That is cool. I really do like working with Keith. It definitely has its ups
frustrating.
And downs. Yeah.
Working with me has got to be frustrating.
I mean, working with me is frustrating. I know.
I'm hard to work for sure.
I
say that. I treat Zach better than I do
me.
anybody.
I'm just kidding.
I do. I think I treat Zach better as an employee than I do her because I'm so critical of her because I know how good she is. So I don't give her as much leeway as I give Zach, and I really should. So that's something I'm working on. But yeah, it's absolutely one of those things that's it's difficult to do to be like, hey, here's this thing that I've worked really hard on to somebody else as an employee. When you're working with your wife, it's a little different because we're building this together. This is our problem, our baby, our success, our failure, everything.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and you know, everyone says the first thing they say is, "Wait, you're married and you work together?" And
yeah,
like,
I couldn't work with my wife. I'm like, well, with that attitude, probably not.
Well, and the other thing it comes down to, and then we've always said this, is I didn't marry him for no reason. I like him. I love him. And that makes it, like, I want to do things with him. Not. And
nobody's asked it, but we've been married 13 years.
I think I said it earlier.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
okay.
I think it said since we've been married 13 years. But anyways, yeah, we've been married. We've been together for, what, 15 years in January?
Almost, yeah. In January, 15 years, yeah.
Yeah, 15 years. And I think it's I think it's just an interesting question that we get. I couldn't work with my wife. I'm like, I mean, I guess I could understand that, but again, you chose that person to live with for the rest of your life and share your life with. I don't think it's any different for us sharing our life versus sharing our work too. So. And
what Paul's talking about to Chris right now is a problem I've been dealing with right now. That's the problem I'm dealing with. Says you can't stay at that pace. It will cost you in other areas of your life, and that's the problem. I'm overextending myself right now, and the pace I'm at right now, I can't keep up with. I've got to back it off.
You know, just like, you know, if you were working in a shop and you work your body till it just can't anymore. Same thing with just your life in general. Time, there's not, you can't recreate time. You know, you can't add any more.
Some people burn candles at both ends. I break the candle into threes and then burn all 6 ends.
This is a true story. I will say, since getting the shop, that we have being able to lock it up at night and walk away has actually benefited Keith.
So rather than me staying up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning
and then
every single morning, and then getting up at 5 or 6 or whenever, and working all day and then doing it again, I'm able to leave here. Sometimes it's late, sometimes it's 8, 9 o'clock. But I was doing really good for a little while when I'm getting. Now that I'm not doing the afternoon training like I was, I backed it off a little, but I've been leaving here 5 o'clock last week or so.
Yeah.
Leaving the shop 5 o'clock and turning off the shop, turning off the business. Yeah. I have the laptop at home, but I don't turn it on to use it for work.
I actually do more work at home than he does.
Yep. Because she's helping me kind of back it off because I was keeping an unhealthy pace.
Yeah.
With how much work I was putting into this business.
Let's see.
Hate the delay in these comments. Yeah, me too. So Chris is right. I push Liz harder because I know how much potential she has, but it is hard for me to push without pushing too hard. Yeah. Because I have to keep in mind that she's juggling other things as well. Everything that I'm doing is engulfed with succeeding in this business, and I'm constantly involved in this industry hardcore. She's trying to be a mother and take care of a household and run this business. Excuse me. And so when some things that she's learned in the past seem to go to the wayside, and she used to have no problem doing something, and recently it's a problem she's had, is remembering some of the things she was doing. I push too hard because I feel like she should know these, forgetting that she's not doing them day in and day out.
Well, not only that, I do have problems with memory. There, I have some things that I've dealt with that really just my memory is not the greatest. And so I've been doing it. If we have 3 jobs in a row, they're all kind of very similar. It's very helpful.
They get mixed up.
Well, no, it's very helpful during that time because we just
with you
did
performing the job that you've done,
yeah. When it's all of them are very similar, and I can follow kind of the same path.
You had like 3 refrigerant jobs on one day in a row, didn't you? Or something like that.
Yeah, I was like boom, 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 and actually 2 were at one location, so it was great. But remembering those processes, and I have to make a lot of notes and things like that. So, but he does give me grace. I will say that. Actually, I was talking to Eric O. He called the other day, and the way our phone system works, he got me instead of Keith, and he was like, "Oh darn!" I've also played pranks on him.
Nobody has my number,
right?
So when I call, if I was to call you from my phone, it would dial out on our dispatch number. So when you call back, you get Liz.
So Eric.
So you better answer it if I call. Is all I'm saying, people.
So it was just funny. Eric's like, "Oh, how was your day?" And I said, "It's going great." I said, "It's not over." And I said, He's like, "Oh, you're still working?" And I said, "Oh no, I'm off work, kind of, sort of, but I'm at home now. I do the housework." And so it's just, just that kind of like balancing act.
Yeah. So let's see here. I don't.
Well, questions are coming in rapidly now.
Yeah. So, Keith, Liz, what do you see as the 3 most important skills to develop for every technician, be it new or seasoned? So I'll bust off 3 real quick, and then you can see if you change anything. So, reading comprehension, desire and passion to learn, and humbleness. That's the 3 things that you won't succeed without those 3.
Yeah, for sure. I think to really dive down is you really have to know electrical systems. That learning how to do testing on electrical systems is that's what I mean. That's like a
to get super specific. But skills that will help you become a better technician. Is get your reading comprehension down. Read a lot, not magazines, not stuff like that. Read books. Read books to learn how to learn better.
Or just read service info.
But read it to understand. And that's why I say that. And then that passion to learn, if you're not in this, if your brain or your heart isn't in this, you're not going to make it. You can only put so much in before someone who has the passion will surpass you. And then the humbleness is you got to realize that there will always be someone better and there's always something you don't know. Again, I got my butt kicked by a Buick 3.8. I really thought it was going to be like a Maserati or a brand new Mercedes, but no, it's an old Buick 3.8 that got me. That's the one. So you guys will hear that story. You'll love it.
Yeah. Kind of a loaded question, but curious.
Zach says he didn't get a notification. We hung up with Zach. We did the escape room with Zach. Remember?
Yeah. He just moved.
Us.
He just moved.
Yep.
To
North
Carolina.
He moved to North Carolina.
Yep.
Thank law of COVID. Game trust exercise recovering. Yeah. If you guys aren't signed up for Liz is on Paul's.
Yes, I do. I've taken his classes and I've rewatched a couple of them because.
Oh, she bought your book too.
Yes, I did. Yes. I will say that
the field manual.
Yes. It has lots of notes in it. He was like, "I'm very proud of you for taking notes." He's like, "But that's a lot of notes."
Yeah.
Yes, I really enjoy it. If you guys have not got it, I think that's definitely even maybe a Christmas.
Marty says nobody can remember everything all the time. So it's not about remembering everything. It's remembering where you can find the answer. So the best part about knowing is knowing where to find out.
Yeah.
That's something. I think that might actually be my quote. I'm not sure. I've been saying it so long, I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
But the best part about knowing is knowing where to find out.
What is science? Liz, are you familiar with Sherlock Holmes? The stories he has, little sayings about the mind being an attic. Yeah,
she's seen the movie.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I
was watching it the other day, and she's like, "I can't believe you're watching it without me."
I went over to my sister's, and we were helping. She was helping me get something ready for our daughter, for Christmas. Sorry.
I was there. I was involved.
Definitely.
It was a spotter. Like I said, brain originally is like a tiny empty attic, and you have to stock it with such furniture as you choose. That's right. I'm at the point now where I'm pushing stuff in the front, and it's falling out. Other stuff's falling out the back. Each of you handle failure in the moment. How do you use failure to improve? So I own it.
Oh, it is so hard.
If
It's so
if I
hard.
fail at something, I own it right there.
Yeah, yeah, you
especially
have
on
to.
like on a car. I'm like, yeah, I was wrong, and it
Yeah.
sucks. It sucks bad.
How do you use the failure to improve? I think we've talked about this a lot, and I know that I like seeing this happen. Like Train by Tech says the tech talks, and I really like
Diagnostic
seeing,
discussion after dark.
yes, I love those because you can see the way that other people would tackle a problem. And it opens your mind, pathways of your brain and your memory
and we
to
try
learn something different.
The main thing was we always try to use all those discussions after dark. Anytime when we do a case study, we try to use a car that beat us.
Yeah.
We try not to use a car that's like, check out my awesome process of how I solve stuff. Like, yeah, well, I got 50 of those, dude, that I found the broke fuse. Give me the one that was hard and why. And if it was a hard diag, it's because it was always a simple problem. So I need to find out. I use every one of those failures of where did I go wrong?
What? Yeah, and
where did I miss it?
Danner, and I'm going to quote him a little bit. He
It's so
talks,
weird to call him Scanner. I always just call him
I'm
Paul.
sorry. Well,
No, you can call him that. I
okay,
just
sorry.
Yeah.
I hope they don't you're not offended. Because I have met you
his
in
name.
person. Yeah.
His name.
But
On the
he
channel.
in his videos he talks about taking a left and taking a right. Which one will every one leads you to where you're going. When do you need to go back and take? Oh no, I took a left. I should have taken a right. And I think that's everyone does that. And the more you do that, the more you run backwards through your process. I think that can help you with future diagnostics too, or any problem really, but specifically diagnostics. Do you agree? No?
Second part of the quote, depending upon.
He got really
Yes,
quiet.
yeah. So I was
Okay.
reading. Yeah, depending upon it, there comes a time when every additional knowledge you forget something that you knew before. That's right. Where did I miss the one? Oh, cool. Yeah, so he's talking about that. What challenges you faced? Poor missing service information. Got butt kicked by a Porsche Cayenne because I had such little info on Identifix. Yeah, so I try to just go with factory service info on anything exotic. I do library requests a lot. That's I use the crap out of AutoLogic every time. Again, my Porsche story that I told earlier, Zach, you missed it. I pay $300 a month for AutoLogic service info just so I can go, hey, I need a wiring diagram for this Bentley.
And sit there for a minute and they are really good.
The wiring diagram for the Bentley.
They're real good.
Can I do this active grill shutter programming on this Porsche with the tools that I have? Peekaboo says, I got burnt on a WRX the other day. Scan tool had false data. Had to go back to OBD to see the issue. I have a WRX story also.
Oh my gosh. That car.
But I was right.
You were, but it was that was a car.
Yeah, so
We
it's...
do need, I think we
That
have quite a
needs to be a
few.
case study, and the Buick needs to be a case study. And I have captures from both.
Yeah. It doesn't need to be a case study, but that Jeep that we did, that was the one
The charging system one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one,
That
too.
was a good one.
And it's always something dumb.
And I think that's the thing is, yes, it can be something dumb at the end,
Mike's
but
Auto Diagnosis Whitman. So, is this Odin? Is that who Mike's Automotive Diagnosis Whitman is? Been spending time with Tommy Levy. He has taught me a lot.
Tommy's awesome. Super
Yeah.
nice guy.
He's asking if he had other service info, and Zach said he did not at the time.
Okay.
I've actually had the other one. That's the bad part is Identifix won't do a library request on something they can't access. They like if you ask Identifix for Bentley wiring diagrams, they won't get it. They can't. They're like, yeah, we don't. That's not a make that we source. So got burnt to X. Was using a launch and a Solus. Ooh, that sucks. So point Pico and great segue into a question. 100% right on reading comprehension. See plenty of diagnostic fails because folks couldn't correctly interpret SI. Learning the humbleness to go hand in hand because you'll never learn everything. Exactly.
Well, and not being overly confident is a really, when you think about yeah, I know how the system works, and then that kicks your butt, and learning that you can always learn.
So
Knowing you can always learn.
this is a good segue into a question, Chris. How do you determine when to use OEM enhanced scan data versus generic? What do you choose first? Is it situational based on symptoms? So all of those are a yes, kind of. Depending upon what I'm doing, I will use OEM or enhanced. OEM or generic. What I choose first is dependent upon the symptoms and what I'm doing. So I've learned kind of with some experience, as much as I get a little uppity when some people say, yeah, you have to have experience to be good, because I went from not knowing much to knowing a whole lot pretty quickly because I dedicated the time, but that equated to experience. My experience wasn't over time. My experience was in the amount and the frequency at which I did things to gain that experience. So I now have done probably as many diags as most techs that are in a shop environment their whole career will ever do. Doing a couple years of on the mobile, exclusively doing diag on the road and programming, those two things I have a ton of, so the experience part. So in my experience, I've learned that some things you would want to look at generic scan data. I see a lot of substituted values with Fords and Hondas on temperature reading stuff, so I kind of learned, hey, go to generic, because EPA mandates that generic data is unfiltered and not substituted. It's raw data values. Also depends what I'm doing. If let's say I'm doing misfire type diagnosis on BMWs, I may go to generic first because I'm not super familiar with the smoothing factor data PIDs. I'm much more familiar with misfire data. I like Nissan. I'm a Nissan guy, and I'm very familiar with alpha fuel trims. But when I have someone else look at fuel trims and read them to me for a Nissan, I have them go to generic, so they're not looking at alpha fuel trims. They're looking at percentage of zero fuel correction. So it all kind of depends upon what I'm doing. But I almost always revert to enhanced data first, myself. And then really depends upon what I'm doing.
He said he currently works for BNSF Railway, and he's going to retire soon.
So that is not Mike Oden.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Find out what is right first, then what is wrong. The brain's like a filing cabinet, everything you put in its own file. Yeah, my filing cabinets are highly unorganized.
They are not. I organize them. That is not true.
One's up here.
Oh, your brain ones. I was like, mine are very organized.
Yeah, no. I'm actually a very organized person when it comes to like where all my things are in my toolbox, where things go, places, the van's being organized. I mean, my trash can is the passenger floorboard, but other than that, I keep things organized.
Even though I bought him a trash can, mind you guys.
Yeah, I'm very organized when it comes to putting things everywhere in the house. Everywhere I have a place where I put things.
Yeah. Well, you can ask him, and you can ask all of my family. One of my favorite things is to organize things.
Yeah, she's the organizing lady.
Yeah.
Not being overconfident. Second, you get arrogant. Second, you get humble. That's right. Just when I thought 100%. I was doing really good, a Buick 3.8. Just when I thought I knew what I was doing.
Yep.
I'd go to generic if I have a reason to question the enhanced data. Yeah, it's good. How do you know how much to charge so it wouldn't be overcharged or undercharged? That's a business question. You calculate what your cost of doing business is, and you determine what a competitive, fair profit for the service you're providing, not compared to your competition, competitive and fair to and what it's worth. What is this worth? People have paid me hundreds of dollars to replace to fix a small broken wire.
Yeah.
To tell them that there's a broke wire right here.
Yeah.
Other people have paid me very little money to spend lots of time on a car because I've looked at it and gone, I missed the mark on this one.
Yeah.
I should have caught this earlier because it was something I should have just caught here. So what you charge, you really need to look at what it costs for you to do business, what you have to make to continue to do business and grow, and charge that.
If you look at a generic, like when I was doing my little creative business.
Alexander's hello from Russia.
Oh, hello.
Also Ruski.
Is that what hello is?
No.
Oh.
No, it's Russian. For the word Russian.
Oh. Sorry guys, I'm not up on that. But I will say that
your cousin speaks fluent Russian.
Yeah, I know.
And his kids almost.
He called me something that I probably can't say.
Yeah, let's
I was like, he's like, sorry, it's just a new word I learned. I was like, but you made me lose my train of thought. I don't know what I was talking about.
Sorry. Yeah. Keith said he's looking. This is Keith. He's in Baton Rouge, Louisiana is where Keith's on lives at.
Okay.
Been talking to Keith for a long time. Helped him with Nissan one time, and
awesome.
Yeah.
Glad to see
Says looking at Ultra. I chose the 919. I didn't choose. The 919 is what I ended up with. The Ultra is a much larger screen, and I will say, being mobile, I'm really glad I have the 919 and not the Ultra, because I saw a picture of the Ultra next to a 608, which is the same size as our 908. Mm-hmm. The Ultra is like a 13-inch screen. It is a monster.
No, because none of the tool bags would hold that.
Yeah.
And I can't hold that.
So I would say the 919 or the Ultra both are great options.
What I was going to say is a third. Your cost should be a third. That gives you enough room to grow and enough to pay yourself. Over your
In very simple terms, yes. There's a lot more into it than that.
Yeah. But that is like the...
Maybe that's something I should do. Maybe
really
I should do like a class on a profit and loss statement.
Yeah.
And how to decide what your real cost of doing business is. Not your...
Oh, you have to translate that one.
I don't read Russian at all.
I literally only know one word, and I can't say it on here. Sorry, we're like looking under the camera. We're not trying to look weird.
It's a pretty standardized greetings, the word greetings, or to say hello, I guess.
Be interesting to know how to say that. I can't sound that out.
All right, get a ton of awesome capabilities for a very large platform, and you'll struggle to find a place to put the VCI tablet and vehicle. Yeah, because the VCI is huge too. Yeah. I am going to say this for the first time on camera, but you're going to see me say this in a video pretty soon. I am very much so liking the Autel scope.
Oh yeah,
Like I grab it more than the Pico right now. I use it more than Pico. The Pico is a far more powerful and superior scope. Okay, I don't want anyone to mishear that. But on the run, it's kind of nice that you already have the scan tool out to switch between live data and scope really fast.
Well, and like you're not having to set up your computer. You're not having to set up all of the extra things.
Yeah, but if I'm already got the computer out, I'll grab the Pico.
Right.
But if I already have the Autel out.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll use the Autel.
We use the Autel.
I've been using the Autel.
That? A Dodge Avenger?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we use the
that can be a great case study also. God, dude, you guys are awesome, making us come up with all these case studies that we...
What does it say? Lizit? What does that mean? Did I miss something? At Lizit. How'd your wife get into the business?
We talked about that earlier. Sorry, Stuart, you'll have to go back.
Yeah, when it goes back to...
What are my thoughts on scan tool updates? Do you update all tools at once, or do you rotate updates, different tools per year? I keep them pretty much all up to date yearly.
I mean, but we also update them like super frequently.
He's talking about paid updates. Like, he's talking about like, so do you update your Snap-on one year, then the next year you don't update it, and then you update a different tool, and then that's what he's saying. But we keep them all updated. I probably pay pretty close to $40K a year in updates, if not more at this point. Yeah. It's a lot. I spend a lot on software. Like a lot.
Gives you a mini heart attack every time. He's like, hey.
You got to think. We have like three vans, and just this one van has a laptop that's got almost every make manufacturer. There's an Autel. There's Autel TPMS. No, Autel TPMS tool. The TS608, which was a mistake. I should have got the 508 or whatever. The 608's is a cool touchscreen tablet. It does scan tools, but it's got yearly updates that I have to pay for. The 508 or whatever is like lifetime updates. That's what's in Zach's van. It has pretty much same capability. Let's see. That laptop's got a few subscriptions on it too. There's a Launch that's got yearly updates. There's a IM508 that's got yearly updates. The Ford IDS, the iScan that's got bi-annually updates. TopDon yearly updates. JBox, ICOM, it's got daily updates if you do daily or if you buy yearly BMW. I don't even know what's there. Oh, Bosch Green Box, both of them, the old and the new MasterTech. The Blue Box has got a monthly cost of hundreds of dollars. Micropod, I don't even want to talk about that right now.
Yeah, we're kind of...
The amount of money I spent on Chrysler is outrageous. What else is in there that's got updates?
I don't know.
That's mainly what this is. That's what's in this one van with updates.
Yeah, and we have 3.
And there's 3 vans.
Okay,
not to mention car insurance and fuel and
shop insurance.
And shop insurance and lighting and rents and utilities and workman's comp and it's just
insurance for that too.
We talked about it earlier. Numbers about $20,000 a month.
Yeah.
For the cost to run one.
Okay. The
small Autel has a scope too. No, the 608 is just a TPMS tool.
Yeah. Your videos are very useful. Hold on. Sorry, he was scrolling away from me.
I was recommended by Tommy to buy the IM608 due to nobody near me does key programming. What does everyone think? 608, awesome tool. I have the 508 only because I already have a 919 and a 908. so I didn't buy the 608. But I probably will buy one eventually because your 908's getting pretty old. The hardware is, and the 608 does everything your 908 does, but it's the dedicated key programming tool.
Right.
So it's a 508 plus a 908 is what the 608 is.
Okay.
So your 908 that you have.
He just like looks up all the tools and then just tells me about it. It's like
we need one of these.
Yeah.
Autel has a 1 million sample rate max. Yes. So nowhere near the power of the Pico, but enough. It's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's per screen. Yeah, that's samples per screen.
Yeah.
So if you change your time base, then your samples don't change, so you get a grainier thing. You also got to think about how many channels you got going on. But yes.
Sorry guys, if I wiggle a lot, I actually broke my tailbone in October, end of October, so it's still healing.
Yeah, plus I got a snap-on, plus I got ridiculous amounts of updates I pay. So, rumors that the PC application, which I think just came out, PC application for the Autel scope, for the VCMI, who was telling me about that? Somebody from Autel. I don't remember if it was Chad or Vinny. I was talking to him the other day, and anyways. It might have been Kip. Not with Autel, but with Advance, but he's their tool guy. He's got like 15 Autels.
I'm like half off the screen here. Sorry.
Let's see. Do I think there's a market for mobile diagnostics in medium heavy duty diesel field? I haven't seen anyone really doing it. There are people doing it, and they're making it. Chris is doing it at Science of Diagnostics. Absolutely, there's a market for it. Approximately 40% of my personal business is medium duty, heavy duty off road diag. There you go. Yep. For dealerships, I'll leave it at that. Would you suggest in specializing in two makes only, such as Fiat, Dodge, and Chevrolet? I couldn't. We
wouldn't have a...
Sorry, Eric. I wouldn't suggest doing two. As a mobile guy, I couldn't pay the bills doing two. But if you want to start out that way, absolutely. Eric, will plugs and wires fix my car, or do I need a coil? You need 4 ignition control modules, 2 PCMs, and then go ahead and replace that crank sensor one more time to fix your Buick.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I have some OEM software, including Service Advisor, but I've been using Texa. Yeah, Texa. To answer your question, yes. Yeah, Erico, have the parts store scan it for a final diag. Yeah. AutoZone said I needed a PCM and an oxygen sensor.
That literally has happened. I've had a,
that was a call she got.
I got a call, and she said, yeah, the guy at O'Reilly's told me, which, is O'Reilly's national? Or is it
they're national. They're CSK up in the far west.
Okay.
Checker, Shucks, and Kragen.
Anyways, they told her that she needed a new PCM and that she found one on eBay, and she just needed us to program
I'm sorry,
them.
can we take a minute to revel in the fact that like the 2 largest automotive channels are here talking to each other in my chat? I should open up a live stream and just walk away so everyone can chat. Like have a platform for everybody to talk. That's funny. Needs a CKP sensor. God, dude. That made me so mad. He called him Dan. God, Paul, how much did that happen? I think the first time I heard about it was he was telling the story about people calling him Dan because they thought Danner was his first name. Dan.
Oh.
Yeah. Like Danner's his last name, I thought.
Yes.
Let's see. Yeah, you were telling a story about the customer calling though.
Yeah,
she's from O'Reilly's. She's like, O'Reilly's told me I needed.
Yeah, no, she went on eBay, found a PCM apparently, and wanted us to program it for her.
Danner.
And I asked, basically, you have to kind of slow down and back them up and say, okay, well, what was going on with your vehicles? What symptoms were you having? She
starts diagnosing it over the phone for some lady that we're not going to do work for because she doesn't own a shop.
No, listen, like
she's trying to be nice. Yeah. What do you do? Like, what do you do when you're in our shoes and you don't work for regular customers, but they call saying something that is just dumb, and the next person they call is going to go, yeah, bring it on over.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: is how many places has she gone where she's gotten the shaft, and
Sorry.
And she doesn't really trust everybody. So basically, you back it up. What were your symptoms? What did they just know that O'Reilly's can't do what you're saying they can do, what you think they can do, I guess you would say. And so once after I found what her symptoms were, I found a shop for her that was near her and referred them to there. So
Alexander says, what about launch or only Autel diagnostic? The answer to that's yes. I own 4 launches and 2 Autel diagnostic scanners.
Yeah.
I have 3 other Autel scanners that are either TPMS or key related. Where's my middle finger emoji? Found it. There it is. That's awesome. Would you consider running a class teaching service advisor writer skills? Not service advisor writer skills have we talked about? We've talked about some management class stuff though. Yeah, operation class starting this kind of up, but bromance going on in here. Right, Keith, that was the thing. We're just trying to help. And I'll try to help somebody all the way to a fault of my own sometimes.
And here's the other thing that would happen with Keith. He has a big brain with a lot of knowledge. 90% of our shops, when I got the dispatch number, is, oh, hey, I just need to ask Keith a quick question. Well, at what point do you say when? Because he has multiple calls a day that he's already going out and doing, plus he's taking the phone calls. It comes down to, hey, we can't really diagnose things over the phone. If this is kind of what you're thinking, I can send a guy out. We kind of really had to streamline that process.
When you start looking at how much time you spend on the phone, I was getting over 80 calls a day that I was answering just before Eric decides to talk about his 200 calls a day. Dude got an answering service for his phone.
Me and Eric talked about this a little bit the other day. He's like, so you guys have played some roulette with your phones? And I was like, exactly. So that people, I don't get spam calls, knock on wood. I do not get a lot of spam calls on our business number because we do play roulette with the numbers, so that no one can figure out which one to call.
Over the last year, you would have had to keep up with 4 numbers to get a hold of me.
No, seriously.
And it changes all the time.
People still call. I mean, Eric, how many times have I messed with you and said, hey.
Calls and she goes, hey, Eric. And he's like, dang it. I called the wrong number, didn't I?
And then he calls me on the other line, like, hey, Eric. And he's like, dang it, did I seriously? I'm like, no, I'm just playing with you.
I know it happens because he'll call me and goes, there you are. I was like, you must have talked to a few people today. The video utilizing the waveform generator. Yeah, that's where we learned, what was it? Don't apologize to me. This is hilarious. I'm watching this later. What,
Bill collector will never get a hold of you.
Was it 10 megahertz per, or 100 megahertz per every 10 miles per hour is what we found out, Eric? Is that what you found? I don't remember. I think that's what he called me and told me. He's like, hey, just so you know, for every 100 megahertz of frequency, it's 10 miles per hour for ABS signal and GM. So you can plug it. Yeah, that's...
Okay.
I think he found it out by trying to, the list screens my rare call messages to
No, sometimes we're riding together and I'll play the prank.
Yeah, he'll call me and I'll give her the phone. He'll call the right number and I'll give her the phone.
Yeah, and then I'll just keep playing back and forth. And
he'll be like, Oh, this is funny. Don't apologize. This is hilarious. Awful tell. Man, every time someone's like, what's the best scanner? I'm like, yeah. Get them all.
Yeah.
I'm a scan tool whore. I think I have almost all of them. I want a G-Scan.
When you first started, man, you remember, like, when we first, we're like, okay, let's keep our costs low and everything. And he's like, but I need this one. I need this one.
I haven't stopped saying I need this one.
And he keeps saying that. But now that I'm, like, you know, in the industry and aware, I'm like, but do we, though?
I don't know when the next After Dark is. We were just talking about that, Turn by Tech guys. We were talking the other day. I think we're going to do one here in less than a week, probably. I think next week or something. It might be Tuesday. I might have forgot.
Okay, guys, this is we talk literally all day long, just business
Non-stop
stuff. Yeah,
yeah. We call each other at least every hour.
But there's still like times I'm like, oh, babe, we were supposed to go hang out with these people tomorrow, and he's like, seriously, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, like tomorrow morning.
No.
I'm throwing freedom seeds. That's what I'm doing tomorrow morning.
Yeah, we've already decided. Okay. Well, we're kidless. Not that we don't take our kids. We have taken our kids. We have taught them gun safety and things like that.
Yep. Yeah, gun safety is a big one around the house. Yeah. Especially around my house. Yeah. Gotta be safe with the guns. Would you get me a Gatorade?
Which flavor?
The white flavor.
That would be cherry.
Is it cherry?
Berry.
Ooh. Burry. See that? Be nice to her and she goes and gets you a drink.
Be berry to me and I will go get you a drink. That would be nice.
How long have we been on here?
I don't know. Feels like a while. Also, my tush hurts. We've been saying a long time.
I don't know how long.
Our comments.
There's got to be a thing that tells you how long you've been on here.
We'll go scroll back to the very first comments.
Huh.
Oh, don't do that. Oh, God, that might take forever.
Yeah. Give Red Castle a try. They're north of Tulsa.
What's Red Castle?
What's Red Castle? Yeah. I know
They're
White
north,
Castle. Yeah.
They're north of Tulsa?
I'm north of
2 hours
Tulsa.
is what Peekaboo said. Well, 2 hours of having fun.
I've really been on here 2 hours.
I mean,
it's Friday night. I don't got nothing else to do. What am I talking about?
Must be an Oklahoma thing.
Just a hair north of 2 hours.
I mean, we've grown up in and around Oklahoma.
Red Castle's not a Oklahoma thing. Private range. Oh, okay.
Oh, that makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, makes sense. I'm in the middle of.
I literally thought like a food place. Didn't
yeah, me too. I was like,
okay, well, if that. What? Did I call that? Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Eric. Yeah, it is getting like 2 hours in. We'll have to do another one of these. I'll try to pick something besides Friday night where everyone's probably out doing things, but
yeah.
Guy can pop out and flash an EEPROM, but can't tell you how long it's been on YouTube.
So true.
Yeah, I lose track of time bad.
Just hover over the timer of the video. Oh. Didn't you just do that?
Yeah, but it said 2 minutes.
that was actually 2 hours.
Oh.
See, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just figured it out.
Well, actually, you did not figure it out.
Yeah, no, I just got told how to figure it out.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pico.
So, I guess we can say this. What kind of videos, I know we've talked about a couple different things. What kind of videos or live streams would you guys like to see us do?
We're already doing another scan tool video.
For sure.
Yeah.
We're going to do some more, what are they called?
Dancing?
No. Case study videos.
Yep, case study videos.
We'll do some case study videos. Friday night during a lockdown is great. Yes.
I would say it'd be okay to come by and say hi, but most of the day we're gone.
Yeah. Our neighbor in this building, they were wiring for Cat 5, and they poked through our wall. I was sitting in the office, and all of a sudden there's like dust flying.
Comes to the wall.
Yeah. So what's funny though is they like wanted to come the very next morning and like fix it, and like they were really sorry, and things happened, no problem. But we were all out working, and like they couldn't come fix it for almost a whole week because we just weren't here. So.
But y'all be doing some postings on when we're gonna have training events and stuff here, so you'll be able to get with me then. And we'll make up a time or whatever.
I don't know what it is about case studies that just like they're invigorating.
I love them too, but they take a lot of time. Is the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the bad part. Every time I'm at a really good car that would be a good case study, I've already got so many hours in it. I'm ready to just get the freaking car done and get out of there. Mm-hmm. That's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for showing up.
Yeah. Especially like a.
So case studies, live scope case studies. That's what we need to do.
Yeah. So.
More EPROM.
Yeah.
I need to do some more EPROM stuff on the website.
We haven't really been doing a whole lot lately, though.
No, but I'm about to take on some more. Like I've got a module coming in for circuit board repair pretty soon. Some more. So quite a few modules coming in, should I say? Thought process on direction to go based on experience.
Do you know why I didn't remember Chris's name? Is the way you pronounced his last name. I have always thought it was Chris Goff.
Oh no, there's an R in there.
There's an R in there now, so that's probably another reason why I didn't.
Well, hey,
recognize
thanks
you
everybody
at
for
first.
hanging out.
Yeah,
It was awesome to see everybody.
Zach,
I haven't talked to Zach in a while, or Keith. I actually haven't talked to Keith in a long time. Everybody, Chris.
Yeah.
Haven't had to have a beer with Chris in a while.
I also
or 17 beers with Paul in a while.
I really miss training events, and this is
that's the bad part. I think this is not good for everyone's mental health. The whole shunning thing. But all right, guys. Really do appreciate everyone coming in. If you guys didn't see it, Liz had this made for me. This was super cool. This was a surprise for me. I thought that was pretty neat. I guess since YouTube isn't going to give a play button, Liz made me one. That's awesome. But yeah, we didn't make a video for that ever.
Yeah, we never said that we had reached.
But we hit 10,000 subscribers, so that was super cool.
Tell us one thing we should do crazy.
Wait, can you see us? Eric. Oh man. Smitty's Garage Burger's awesome. We got one here in Owasso that's good stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's something that you guys should throw in some comments about what we should do, kind of crazy, fun, to mark the 10,000 subscriber. Over 10,000 now. I think we're at 10.2 when I looked at last.
Yeah. Every time I think about it, I'm like, oh, I could give away a tool, and I'm like, but I like all my tools.
Yes.
But I want to keep them all.
Pants are optional once you reach 10K subs.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
That's awesome. All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. We do got to go, though. It's been 2 hours. Let's go. Got things to do.
Our poor dogs probably want to go outside or something.
Yeah, I need to let the dogs out. All right.
Thank you, guys. It was lots of fun.
Be safe. We'll talk to you guys later. Be another live stream. Oh, excuse me. Very soon, I'm sure. Because we got no kids, so we'll probably just do one tomorrow.
Do a live stream at the Freedom Seeds.
Yeah, we could do that.
That might be fun.
Maybe do a little filming at least. I got a new AR-10. Gotta put some Freedom Seeds downrange.
Yeah.
Some big Freedom Seeds. Little 308s. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. We'll talk to you later.
See ya.
Remember, if that guy can do it, so can you.
Oh, that's a good one. Good one, Josh. Sorry. Saw your comment. Best thing to give away is the ability to learn a year's subscription to your lessons.
Bam.
That's a great one.
That's what we'll do.
Yep.
We're going to do that. All right, guys.
Who let the dogs out?
The Baja Men.
Yes. Zach didn't know that. I told him that.
Oh, my God. All right. We got to go. Bye.
Bye for the fourth time.
Eric, I know.